Yada da 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 boy. Welcome to another night of the Wonder Twins, man. You dig? Wait for y'all to tap in and my twin to tap in. Tonight we got a special guest, a legendary guest. Oh, there go my twin right on time, Genuine. Yada da boy.
Hey,
Twin tap.
hey, what's going
What's
on?
happening with it, boy?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going
Yeah,
on, brother?
yeah, we taking them to church tonight, man. You know what I
Let's do,
mean?
let's do what we got to do, man.
Got to hit them with the gospel, man, straight from the church. You feel me?
Ain't it, man? Ain't it, man?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't it, man?
Pimpin King got a lot of big things going down, man. He got this thing called the hip hop fraternity, man. You know
Okay.
making a lot of power moves. It's basically like a lot of top artists, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and a lot of independent artists coming together up under one umbrella. You
Okay.
know, pushing the line, you know, and making sure like we don't get no more Kanye West. You know what I mean? People complain about their contracts and shit. You know what I mean? This
Okay.
this hip hop fraternity, make sure your contracts is right, make sure your business is right. You know what I mean? Line you up in nice record deals. I mean, not record deals, but joint ventures and partnerships. You know what I mean? Not
I
no
think that's dope.
no
I
point
think.
deals, shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's basically hip hop education. You know, like the whole shit about royalties and points and all this shit, publishing, making sure everything is right. You know what I mean? Your stage show, your DJ, your touring and all that shit, your management. So it's just like everything you
Let's
need.
get back to the old school artist development, basically.
Artist development, the whole shit, bro. PR,
Okay.
public relations, the whole shit, bro. So, but
Okay.
yeah, we gotta activate first, man. Where is your glass, my young lad?
Well, here's the thing, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, twin. My hernia is killing me right
Okay,
now, but I just took
we
some
got
medicine about it.
bye bye. I got some Jesus juice for us both, man. Hallelujah.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. You gotta have a Jesus juice for the church. You know what I mean?
Gotta
Today,
have it. Gotta have it. What time he gonna be ready?
I just hit him with the link, so he should be pulling up anytime now. But
Who was the first to tap in?
Shit, man. You don't see the chat?
I didn't know we could see the chat in here while we on StreamYard.
Yeah, you can see the chat. All you gotta do is press the chat on the side of the screen. Comments on the side of the screen. Press comments.
Well, let me see. Let me hit chat.
It's a big
Comments.
box on the side of the screen that say comments. You can read them
Okay,
shits
I
while
can see
you.
it now. Okay, I see sis in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, everybody.
First tap in was from Columbus, Ohio. You feel me? We got
Okay.
Indianapolis up in this thing. You feel
Okay.
me? Norfolk, VA in this motherfucker. You
Let's
feel me?
do it. Yes, sir.
Jackson, Mississippi up in this thing.
Okay.
Shaniqua in this thing. Definitely sits in this thing ready to activate.
Tyrone Campbell, Derek
North,
Frazier.
yeah, North Oakland up in this motherfucker, man. Yeah, feel me? Yeah.
Okay. Damn, I didn't know we could do this until now. Okay, cool.
Nah, they've been missing us, man. You know what I mean? We both had like medical shit going down. You know what I mean? That's why
Yeah.
I been confused for a minute. The last time we talked, I was coughing up a storm, nigga. I had to get ready for my
Oh,
procedure.
nigga. You better? How you feeling from that, brother?
Yeah, I did the procedure, man. Shit, boy. If whatever that anesthesia shit, boy. If that boy, listen, boy. Sleep, nigga. I don't know what happened, nigga. If they could do that as a rape drug, it's over, my nigga. They said that them doctors be fondling motherfuckers when they on that anesthesia, the females and shit. So I could believe it, nigga. I didn't feel nothing. Yeah, I ain't feel not a damn thing. Records, man, for real, man. I woke up like a power nap, the ultimate power nap, nigga. Didn't
Okay,
feel
my
nothing
bad. I'm
afterwards.
reading the comments and I hit the wrong thing. So, okay, I'll read the comments when the show's over, like I've been doing. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, it's all good, man. You know, Lady
Thank
V
you.
in the building, Phoenix in the building, Arizona in this motherfucker, KC in this bitch.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
they rest in peace, Pretty Black.
Yeah, man. I've been watching the shows. You had JoJo Capone on here, a couple other cats
Yeah, JoJo.
doing your 1-2.
Salute
When
to
last time you talked to cousin? Hello. When last time you talked to him?
Okay, Pete.
Yeah.
I think his ass in Florida somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, he out there down south somewhere doing his 1-2.
Yeah, ain't no telling where KP gonna be, man.
That nigga he tapping a map for real. That nigga be around the world. But until Pimpin can tap in, it's something I want to tap in with, man.
Talk about
The demasculation of America. You know, brothers like Andrew Tate being arrested and being silenced. You know what I mean? Brothers like Tommy Sotomayor being silenced. Kevin Samuels is out of here. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
What do you think about, you know, the uprising and the LGBTQ community and all the rights they get with the children and whatnot? And then when it comes to, you know, just being a man out here, and people teach you how to be a man and stand up and do manly shit, you know, that's being blackballed and it's being deemed as, you know, you're misogynist and shit like that. What do you think about it, my nigga?
I think it's crazy that there is a war on manhood. The shit is so crazy, Yuck, that the LBGTQ had Aretha Franklin's song "Natural Woman" taken off all playlists. You can only
they
find
talking about that. Yeah, they feel some type of way. Like, come on, man. When y'all playing with niggas' legendary music, my nigga, like, what are we doing with this, man? But then,
and had the power to do it.
But then a man just say, you know, plain shit, you know, tell a woman like, you know, hey, all you guys are pussy. You know, what do you really bring to the table? You know, men, you know, because the car that you drive was built by a man. The house that you live in was built by a man. You know what I mean? The everything you do was built by a man. Take us out the equation, you have nothing. And he's absolutely right.
Right.
He's absolutely right. I don't see one bridge a female built. I don't see one airplane a female built. I don't see one helicopter. I don't see one war jet. I don't see one house, one motherfucking hotel. What have they built?
Nothing.
I don't see one car they built. All this is man-made shit.
Man.
Without man, they'd be in a fucking stone age, bro.
Hey, man, and this is what we should do, man. Since they have the power to boycott a natural woman, as of today, we are boycotting Judy Garland's "Somewhere Over the Rainbow."
Nah, nigga, we all the shit that came from motherfucking whatchamacallit, man. What's that nigga that did the show with goddamn Eminem? The nigga name it's a white guy name. Goddamn, you know he got the glasses.
What's his name?
Goddamn, yeah. Yeah, man. You said that was
England.
Huh?
He did a commercial with Nas X.
Did he?
We have to be talking about the same dude.
It ain't Billy Idol. It's who is it?
He plays the piano.
He plays the piano, right?
His name is what's dude's name?
Elton John. They just said it
Elton
on the screen. Elton John, my nigga.
We boycotting all the Elton John shit.
No, we can't play no Elton John from now on, my nigga. No
EJ. Elton John, y'all.
Yeah, that's a new one, man. No EJ.
No EJ, man.
No Elton, man. Period. Hey, but I'm gonna play a little something from Andrew Tate. You know what I mean? Just
let's go.
You know, destroying his females, man. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
Like really putting his his little wiggle game to the wiggle. You feel me?
Let's do it.
I done discovered how to share the motherfucking screen. They fucked up, Gooch. Let's get it. They done fucked up, Gooch. The grad.
History of humanity across any culture, any book, any story, any fable, there has never been across the history of humanity any respect put on the name of a promiscuous female ever. You name the biggest
You see that, Gooch? I got it. They fucked
it's
up.
Over.
I know how to share the screen now, nigga. Y'all fucked up, boy.
They let my twin in.
From history, Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, all of them. They all had 100 wives, bunch of children, Big G, conquered the world. Normal. That is normal evolutionary biology. That's how men are designed to be. There's never been a single female who's been celebrated for her promiscuity ever in history. It's always been frowned upon and disgusting. So yes, we are completely and utterly different. Yes, it's different if a woman cheats on a man. And if a man is at a complete top level of his life and ticks every single box, and if he decides to be loyal, which some do, and I can be loyal, and I have been loyal, but there's also times in my life where I think, fuck it, I don't want to be, and get a new girlfriend every single day of the week. I can do that, and I can decide to do that. If a woman decides to do the same, purely because her value is high enough to attract so many males, because she's beautiful, for example, it is completely different. And I'm going to explain to you why it's completely different. So,
fair use, fair use, fair use. You know what I mean?
Talk
This
that
is
shit, Tate.
hey, everything he said is so quick and elegantly. You feel me? He was speaking 1,000 miles an hour, but everything he said was right on motherfucking point.
Talk that shit, Andrew Tate.
I think this is from Pearly Things. You know what I mean? Shout out to Pearly Things. You know what I mean? I think they out there in the UK. You know what I mean? But
No, she's in Canada.
Oh, Canada. Okay, yeah. She lit.
She's in Canada. She's
dope.
dope.
She done picked up where Kevin Samuels then left off. But yeah, Pearly Things. Let's go.
So buckle up. It's different. It's different. It's different. Well, I'll tell you why. It is impossible for a female to be promiscuous on a long enough period of time without devaluing herself, because she is fucking people she shouldn't be fucking. There's no way she is sleeping with endless men, and all of them are either high-value men or treating her the way she should be treated. If you find a woman who slept with 50, 100 dudes, she's either fucking dudes which aren't at her level or haven't worked hard enough to try and get the pussy. She was just too drunk to realize he's a loser, plays video games. Or she's fucking a top G who barely texts her back. So either way, she's fucking dudes she shouldn't be fucking, or a guy who's at the level who doesn't give her the right amount of attention. For a woman to find a guy who's truly on a level, who truly treats her the way she should be treated, that's once every couple years, if that. You ain't just gonna go out there fucking a new dude every week and say, yeah, he's worth pussy. Yeah, he treats me good enough to get my pussy. Da, da, da. And you know what's funny about the universe? It's actually beautiful about the universe because it's equal and opposite forces. When you devalue yourself, it's kind of like men can smell it on you. They can just look at a bitch and go, oh. And that's the way it works. So you have to be very careful as a female and say,
he said we could look at a bitch and say, ho. Absolutely right. Absolutely, positively right. Gooch, you can't look and tell a hoe.
Oh yeah, all the time. All the time.
That nigga said, I can tell you a hoe. Like, hold on, man. That nigga, he popping his whip, my nigga. He popping his motherfucking whip. That's why they hate him.
That's why they had to lie. That's why they had to lie, try to get rid of him with the sex trafficking shit. They know damn well he not sex trafficking shit.
Man, that nigga, especially if them all your girlfriends, allegedly.
Right.
Yeah, and y'all all live in your own little compound and y'all doing what y'all do to make money in life. Hey, but it's the message, bro. They want these kids to grow up to be bisexual and transmissions and transformers and all that type of shit. They don't want no manly shit going down, bro. Period. I showed you the Army commercial. You seen the Army commercial was a LGBTQ Army commercial, right?
We the only country that went for that dumb shit.
You see everybody else, nigga. It's the real nigga look like Rambo or something, nigga, Terminator or something on they goddamn Army commercial.
Look like Draco from
Russia, nigga, Rocky.
Yeah,
it look like Drago in the army and shit. All right, shit. We got a bisexual couple that man, it's nasty. It's nasty work, bro. So we out here looking like weenies. So when a motherfucker out here really manning up, you know what I mean, about man issues and standing on man principles, you know what I mean? And no disrespect to the females. This is the niggas that, you know what I mean, that need to wake up. That's weenies in the world. You know what I mean? It's a lot of weenies. It's a lot of cornbread. Corn dog niggas, man. Niggas got bread, but they corny. You feel me? Corny niggas with bread. So you got a lot of corn dogs out there. You know what I mean? And niggas just trying to wake niggas up. In that case, niggas gonna still keep being simps. Niggas gonna still keep getting married with bitch for 2-3 years. Nigga, she wake up and take everything, nigga, and split from you. But nigga, just niggas game, man. These bitches use that pussy, man, to really work one on a nigga, bruh. Set you up, rob you, all types of shit. Nigga have killed children, nigga, child support off, nigga, fuck a man completely up. So when somebody come in the game like Kevin Samuels or Andrew Tate and like, yo, man, fuck that, bro. We ain't got to dedicate ourselves to this dusty bitch, man. There's more bitches in the world. I can have a bitch every day of the week, period. Right. You know what I mean? I could do this, I could do that. Nigga, and the bitch got to be on my level. I ain't got to be on her level. What the fuck you bring to the table besides your pussy? You did? You look cute.
They had to get rid of KS. He almost single-handedly took over.
Oh, he had females feeling real down. You know what I mean? Like, he had to, like, it was a lot of dust heads up there, like a lot of 2s and 3s up there that was saying they motherfucking 9s and 10s. He was like, girl, how much you weigh? You like 200-300? Like, nigga, are you serious? Yeah. You weigh 280 pounds talking about you a 9? Are you serious? Like, come on, man.
280 is too much lady.
280 is too much lady, man. On that note, let's get back in what Andrew Tate said, man. He's
Let's go.
Sit and go, does this man truly deserve to fuck me? And if you think about it, the answer 99% of the time, especially if you're promiscuous, is no. So when a woman is sleeping around with all these men, she's devaluing herself. She's devaluing herself, and the world knows, God knows, the universe knows. When a man does it, he doesn't devalue himself at all. That's just the way it works.
Can I ask you a question? Wait, Esther, 1 second. Sir, may I ask you a question? What would you say if a woman now is married to 2 men?
Haram.
Why?
No, I'll tell you why. Let's talk about this. What is the difference between a man, let's say me, I have 4 wives, right? What's the difference between a man having 4 wives and a woman having 4 men?
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time.
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time, and we know who the parents are, right? So let's say you had 4 pregnancies, you know who the mother is because she's carrying the baby, and you know who the dad is, top G. If you had a woman with 4 men and she gets pregnant, who's the parents?
What about if...
No, I'm asking.
Okay,
you know?
I ask, what if they're different races?
Answer
One white,
the
one black.
question.
You don't know.
Answer the question.
You don't know. Now, modern science can come along and maybe fix that for you, but that doesn't mean it's not wrong in the eyes of God. The idea of having a family, the idea of a child being born, one of the baselines for a new life to come onto this planet is for at least to understand who the 2 people who made it are, at least. If you have a woman fucking 4 dudes, you don't even know who got her pregnant.
So may I just say...
Disgusting.
Wait,
have you seen the twins that had 2 different dads?
Oh.
She never answered the question.
Whoa, yeah. Pimpin' Ken, I'm trying to get him on right now. Checking his email and shit right now. But you hear that shit? She said it was some twins that had 2 different baby daddies.
Bitches to say anything.
The bitch thought that the twins by one nigga end up being each twin by a different nigga. How the fuck that happened?
Bitches to say anything, dog.
Yeah.
Bitches are retarded.
Hey man, but he's spanking their ass, man. Kevin Samuels.
I love Tate, man. Tate goes hard on.
They gotta free that man. You know what I mean? Them little fake charges. He said some shit like the Matrix trying to lock him up or whatever, silence him. Now I agree. They doing special. You see this? They did a whole special on this nigga on Vice. On Vice TV. They did a fucking special on him like he was a crime lord, a criminal lord, or like some type of nigga mafia drug lord or something, my nigga.
All because he's an alpha male. That's crazy, dog.
Yeah. But it's getting I don't know, man. The weenie shit is getting promoted, and then when you a man like this, nigga, you're getting silenced, you know. And then also with the religious shit, you're getting silenced with the religion. I think the motherfucking freedom of speech is being taken away from us as we speak. Literally.
For alpha heterosexual men, yes.
Freedom of speech is definitely being taken away from us.
Yeah, bitches can say anything retarded they want. But for alpha heterosexual men, yes.
And the thing is, females could do a lot of violent shit to dudes and it don't get promoted. Like females is killing dudes right now. A lot of females is murdering their boyfriends and shit, and that shit don't get publicized. But as soon as an athlete or somebody sock their girl or slap their girl, that shit is publicized everywhere. But where's the news when these girls are killing their boyfriends? Or these females that fuck with each other, these female on female relationships where they killing each other.
Yeah.
It was a cop in New York that killed her girlfriend.
Nobody said anything either, huh?
They say shit. It was a quick news clip of that, and they kept it moving.
I don't even know why America would want women to be in charge. Like, how do we win like that? How is that a winning formula?
I mean,
I don't know.
Women are passionate and whatnot, but I don't see no woman being a president because you gotta have some balls.
They might try to pull it. I think America might try to pull it.
I think a woman would be too pussy to really, operate. The pimp is in the building, man. Let's get Andrew Tate up out of here. Stop the screen. Yeah, booyah. Pimp Juice, what's happening with it?
Ain't it, man? Hey, man.
Hey,
when all the buildings fall, his pimping to stand tall, ladies and gentlemen. Our friend, your friend, Pimpin' Ken. How's it going, brother?
Oh man, it's going east, west, north, and south.
Ain't it right?
Universal with it, you did.
Yeah, man. So yeah, me and Ken was talking today, man. He got a big event going down. This is the second annual, you know what I mean? Hip Hop Fraternity Awards going down in Atlanta. You know what I mean? I'm definitely nominated Independent Grinder of the Year, you know what I mean? Definitely going for my second trophy, you feel me? But he also got the hip hop fraternity that I was telling you about too, Gooch. So why don't you give them a spill? You know what I mean? Give the people, get a Smoke a Lot Nation, give us a spill about what you're doing and what you're helping with these artists, you know what I mean, from all across the globe.
Okay, well, the hip hop fraternity is a large organization. We currently have 4,000 members. We have 28 chapters around the country. Our primary purpose is to create unity within the community. We're a Black think tank, but we allow other ethnicities to enter into our realm. We're open door policy. Everything transpired at thehiphopfraternity.com. That's our social media. We also have HHF Mag, which is HHF Hip Hop Fraternity Magazine. We have HHF Radio, which is Hip Hop Fraternity Radio. And Ice-T is one of our advisors. YUK Moth is one of our ambassadors. Pastor Troy is the ambassador. The brother Slav from Maybach Music, he's an ambassador. And some of our sympathizers and some of our supporters is Bootsy, Tila, the brother CeeLo. It's quite a few celebrities mess with us, but more than likely, more importantly, we pretty much concentrated on the independent artists. So basically what that means is that everything we do is to help the independent artists out. That's why we have the Hip Hop Fraternity Awards, so we can bring all the young brothers and sisters to the hip hop fraternity to get their awards independently. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about the Grammys, you ain't got to worry about the BET Awards, the MTV Awards. We got the HHF Awards, which means that, you know, if you get somebody nominate you and you get voted in, you ain't got to worry about the record labels giving us a bag to choose you. You know, it's going to be organic and legit. So that's one of the things do. But more importantly, you know, like I said, we our culture, our call, what we try to do is we try to unify the hip hop community. If you look at traditionally, hip hop has been East Coast versus West Coast. You had Bad Boy versus No Limit. I mean, Bad Boy versus Death Row, No Limit versus Cash Money. But at the hip hop fraternity, we got a fraternity, a brotherhood, a sisterhood, where we concentrating on unity amongst ourselves. You know, because rap has so long has been divisive and been a separatist movement that a lot of times, you know, in the hip hop community, you know, we see these record labels trying to pit one brother against another brother. You know, tell his brother he's a Blood, he's a Crip, he's a Vice Lord, he's a GD, he's this, he's that. And it's all to separate us and divide us. So what the hip hop fraternity do, we bring us together under one umbrella. And what we do, we move in one accord. So we go to the club in Atlanta, we go in 100 deep. You know what I'm saying? We go to the club in Chicago, we go in 100 deep. You know what I'm saying? We all, you know what I'm saying, no matter what organization we in, no matter what we do, we all represent one body, which is the hip hop fraternity. And like I said, you know, Mexicans have burritos, they got nachos, and they got tacos. You know, Asians got Chinese fried rice, chicken fried rice, and egg rolls. Italians got fettuccine, they got pizza and spaghettios. We got soul food and hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So this is, you know, our culture, our call. So we want to be the gatekeepers. We want to control our own narrative. Hip hop is the second largest, it's the second largest export of American export. So what that means is that if it's being the second largest export of American export, it means that it's being exported more than corn and cotton, you know, tennis shoes, all of that, you know. So hip hop is that at point. One time me and Yuck Mouth was talking, we said that hip hop is the new Black Wall Street, you know. So we understand that. And you know, it's a $1 trillion industry. So what we're gearing ourselves up is putting ourselves in a position where we got the data. So what we do, we allow people to join free, and for our services it's free, but in exchange for their data. So we kind of like a Live Nation. We have our own social media. So when you go to the hiphopfraternity.com, You can upload videos. You can share videos. You know, you can do whatever. So when you go to LA, we got Dr. Bay in LA. So when you go to her chapter. You know, she got 60, 70 members. When you go, you got brothers and sisters that's already LA. You come to Atlanta, we got thousands of members. You got thousands of brothers that's going to support you musically. They're going to come to your shows. You know, we got studios. We got all kind of stuff that, you know, you could be connected with. So it's just a brotherhood, you know, and that's what we're doing. We unify and connecting all over the world. So, you know, that's pretty much in a nutshell. You know, I'm kind of cramming it, but, you know.
I commend you, man. Silently, you've always been a person in my life. I grew up under the Lee Mack and Doobie thing here in Los Angeles. You know, I'm born and raised in LA. And you've always been a treasure to the game, you know what I mean? And if there's anything I can do, Los Angeles, Las Vegas wise, let me know, and I got your back like scoliosis. Once again, do me a favor, tell them exactly where to go right now. Even as they're watching now, where do they go to join your situation?
Well, they go to thehiphopfraternity.com. Or they can follow me at realpimpken_. And the reason why it's good to follow me, because even though that's my social media, I also use it as like the headquarters for the hip hop fraternity. So a lot of things that we do with the artists, you know, like the artists, they come in, they perform for free. We let them in for free. We feed them for free. So we're a philanthropic organization. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, when I came to Atlanta 2 years ago and a half and started this organization, they said, well, what's the game? I said, Art, we absolutely run no game. I got more game than my toe than most people got in their whole body. So I know the best way to do it is with no game. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, ain't no game to peep. So we don't charge nobody. We don't do none of that stuff. But how we benefit is we do sell our merchandise. So we sold thousands of jackets. We sold thousands of T-shirts because people are alumni and they got allegiance to the organization. So this is how we able to generate funds, and we put that money back into the organization. And then also, what we do is we also, we're building a state-of-the-art facility, coming soon. And we're gonna have a free studio. We have 3 studios, and then all the artists can come free. We have event center, we have recreational center, and and we do this because we look at ourselves like an Apollo or American Idol. So a lot of talent around here. Some of these guys work at McDonald's, some of them work at Wendy's. A lot of them don't have a supplement income. So what we do is we allow them to come there, and if we find the talent, then we'll put the money behind them independently and make sure, that they get the recognition that they got. And, anybody that know me, they know I'm plugged like a lock socket, like a light socket. So I can call my man P over there at QC. I can do other things. I know a lot of people, Boosie, my man, everybody that know me know that Boosie is signed to me. He's signed to my literary agency. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Ice-T is signed to my literary agency. So I have connections that I can take these guys who normally would never get the opportunity and put them in a position where they can meet people like YUK Mouth and other friends that I have around the world that's already in the business, and they can help facilitate their career. So I don't make no money unless they make money. So if an artist come to me and he totally broke, he don't have a penny in his pocket, you know what I'm saying? I can't get a dime until I scale that artist. So I have a vested interest, as you might have seen my artist, on Drink Champs. You might have seen my artist on No Jumper. We was just on No Jumper. We were just on 85 Soft. We were just on Big Facts. We was on Off the Porch. You know what I'm saying? Because I had those relationships with DJ Scream and with Nuri and with my man
Carlos.
My man.
Carlos.
What's my man that No Jumper name? That's my little partner. I can't his name. I got a brain freeze.
Captain AD.
Nah, the little light skinned brother. What's his name again? Sharp. Yeah, my man Sharp. I got a relationship with Sharp. And I got a relationship with 85 South. Carlos is from my hometown, my daddy's hometown, Mississippi. Now he's from I'm from Milwaukee, but he's from Oxford, Mississippi, which I own 80 acres of land down there. So my family is from Oxford, Mississippi. All my uncles and us. So I know Carlos from Jackson. So from Oxford. So he's he let me go on 85 South when I want to. Beehive. So those relationships makes it easier. I'm like a built-in publicist for the organization, so I can morph those relationships into exposure for these artists, and that's the deal that we make. If you bring the talent, I bring the connections, I bring the know-how, I bring the managerial skills, and we can take it to the next level. So at the same time, we building alliances all over the world. So we got brothers at every city. We got 28 cities right now. We got a chapter in LA. We got a chapter in Vegas with Brother Gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? A Crip brother, you know what I'm saying? And we got Crips and Bloods a part of that same organization. We got GDs, we got lawyers, doctors, everybody a part of the hip hop fraternity. I just talked to Too Short for 2 hours. He said he down with it. Ice-T is a member of the hip hop fraternity. So we building, our own alliance. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of brothers ain't gonna follow the Nation of Islam. They ain't gonna follow the Black Panther organization. They ain't gonna follow Hebrew Israelites. But all of us love hip hop because we grew up on hip hop. When I was coming up, I had a wicked jump shot. You know what I'm saying? I could do layups real good. You know what I'm saying? Because I had hoop dreams. Now we got hip hop dreams. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of young people want to be rappers. That being said, that put us in a very, very strategic position where we could take our culture back and we could get what's rightfully ours. Like I said, hip hop has created more billionaires and created more millionaires than any other industry in the world for African Americans. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, it's only fitting and it's only intelligent for us to take control of it. And me, I'm just one individual. I'm just a member. You know what I'm saying? I might be the founder, but I'm just a member. Matter of fact, I just relinquished my spokesperson position to a brother named James Gray, who's also Al Sharpton's former vice president of the Bronx in New York. This brother's a politician. He's a city councilman. He's very intelligent. You know what I'm saying? He's young. He loves hip hop. So we pushing other brothers, putting other people out in a position. I used to be the CEO of the chapter here in Atlanta. I gave that up to a sister by the name of Mallory. She's now the CEO. You know what I'm saying? So even though I founded the organization, I'm the national CEO, but I really don't have no official position in terms of I'm dealing with people indirectly. I deal with the CEOs directly, but I don't deal with the individuals indirectly. But I deal with artists individually. So it's kind of weird how you look at it, but I kind of relinquish all my power, to the young people because this is their culture as well. That's a lot of things that most of these organizations, the leaders, they end up being 90 years old still, in charge. So when they die, they don't leave no they don't give no position to nobody. They don't give no instructions on who gonna take over the organization. So what happens to young people, they end up killing each other, they end up fighting, then the organization die. So with me, it's different. We allow people to be leaders. We allow people to take charge now before we can get to that juncture. So, what I'm saying? That's one way. They can find me at hiphopfraternity.com. They can find me at realpipken_. Anywhere, Facebook, I think I'm Ken Ivy /Ken Ivy. On Snapchat, I'm Pimpin' Ken. And, we also got the award show coming April 23, April 15th. It's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. All artists, independent artists, they are welcome to tap in. You go to HHF Awards on Instagram, or you go to Making It Big magazine on Instagram, and you can tap in. Also, Ugly Money, those who know who Ugly Money, he's also doing the pre-award show. And then I got my own podcast coming up, which I'm going to invite y'all to be my guest. It's going to be called A View from the Game. And, we're developing that right now.
Amen.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up. Once again, it's always good seeing you, man. It's always my favorite.
Hold on, man. We can't just skip over how huge that is, my nigga. The hip hop fraternity, bro. That this is what we've been complaining about. The black people not really taking control of the culture. You know what I mean? And this is the first step towards people actually taking control of the culture without letting everybody else make the billions of dollars and just ride off into the sunset. You know what I mean? While motherfucking our legends are dying, you know what I mean, in the hospital without no medical insurance. You know what I mean? That type of shit, man. So this is a time for us to take this shit over, man. And it's also looking out for the independent, which is also lost in the game. You know, we used to have, you know, production deals, you know what I mean, that built the artists, you know what I mean? You'll catch an artist, you know what I mean, raw talent and build them, you know what I mean? So we didn't have that, you know what I mean? Right now we don't have that. It's like you got to be dope.
Artist development. We need a lot of artist development.
Artist development, right? So with hip hop fraternity, you got artist development, you know what I mean, which is lost in the sauce. Period.
got
People can learn how to be
management.
producers,
Hey, brother
rappers,
YUK.
singers, whatever you.
Brother YUK.
Yeah.
Also let them know that we have HHF curriculum. So once you join in and become a member, we got a curriculum where we break down everything, cryptology, we break down the blockchain, ASCAP, BMI, you know, publishing, 6 licenses of publishing, overseas publishing, you know, what copyright control is, what the black box is, just stuff that you need to know about the music industry, you know, avatars, you know what I'm saying? We talk about the metaverse, you know, different things that you must understand. So we educate our artists, and we got a free college course that once you join the website, you can go on the website. All you got to do is sign up. Once you sign up, you go to it, say hip hop HHF curriculum, and then you go to the curriculum. You go down, it's a code. You take that code and you go to the hyperlink, and it take you over to where it breaks down everything: DistroKid, publishing, how to set up your shit on all platforms. Because these are the things that you got to understand. A lot of young people don't understand that it's called the music business. 90% music, 10%. 90% business, 10% music. And a lot of times, you know, young people don't understand what the escalation clause is. They don't understand what the de-escalation clause is. The first time they go into the to the deals, first they look at compensation, but they don't look at obligation. Me and Too Short was talking about this today when we was on the phone earlier. I said, Too Short, I said, the problem with a lot of these young people is they take a 15% royalty and the record label get 85%. So, but the production deal is 50%. So if your video costs $1 million, you have $500,000 in the hole on the video. If you sell $1 million worth of merchandise, guess what? You get 150. The record label get 850,000. So you still owe 350 on that on that video, and they owe 500. They can take the 500. They still got 350 to the good because they made a $850,000 profit. But you got to remember, it was your IP. It was your intellectual property. So these are the things that we teach at the hip hop fraternity. We teach brothers how to be more cognizant and aware of how the business is conducted. You know what I'm saying? And don't just look at compensation, look at obligation as well. Because a lot of brothers, you know, and even some I so-called astute brothers, your Jay-Z's and your the ones that's supposed to be so smart. A lot of them, you know what I'm saying, they're getting pennies off $1 on the streaming because when they signed those contracts back in the early 90s, they didn't understand what it mean when they said futuristic. You know what I'm saying? Futuristic mean that, you know, streaming, you know, which means the new, they got the blockchain now. They got the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't know what futuristic mean and you understand that means in the universe and throughout the universe meant, then you just signed the deal where you didn't negotiate based on futuristic happenings in the music business. So these are the things that young brothers must understand in order to get a comprehensive understanding of what's really going on. Like me, you know what I'm saying? I deal with millions of dollars worth of deal. You know, I did Boosie deal. You know what I'm saying? I did Ice-T deal. You know, my job is to help them brothers and help them interpret those contracts and understand legalese and jurisprudence. You know what I'm saying? And how, you know, different words like revert can really actually, you know, change the decimals in your deal. You know what I mean? If you don't understand what these small words mean, that you think this just a big word, a lot of those words are legal leads. They words that lead to other stuff. You know what I mean? They actually put you in a bad position. So, you know, you got to have a organization like the Hip Hop Fraternity who got lawyers and accountants, you know. So if you was with the Hip Hop Fraternity and you artists, because we got lawyers that's on deck and accountants on deck that's willing to do forensic accounting, that could go in there and can tell you exactly how much publishing you got. A lot of brothers don't even know what copyright control is. In case they don't know, I'm gonna give them some free game. Copyright control is when you do a song with somebody, and you know the little dude, you know, he just gave you $500, and you're like, all right, come on, man, let's do it. And you do the song, and the song end up doing well, maybe not in the United States, but overseas, where that money have to be split. There's a split sheet. They legally have to divide to the rightful owner. So when you don't know that you are owning a song, or you don't do a split sheet, that money going copyright control. So it's billions and billions and billions of dollars in copyright control. To give you an example of copyright control, it was a brother, he was a drummer for the Beatles, so he was in the studio working with them. Anytime somebody in the studio, if you just give an advice, you're also a part of that music. You're part of that music compilation. So this brother here, he was playing the drums. He ended up dying. 20 years later, his son was on American Most Wanted, and they sent him on American Most Wanted, and they end up contacting the son. And the lawyer said, "Hey, we can get you this money, but we want to get 33rd and the third." He said, "Man, you give me $2 million." He said, "Yeah, it's $3 million. We can get it." So the lawyers, who are like, the ambulance chasers, they end up getting the man $2 million because his dad had died. But your publishing is good 89 years after you dead. This is just basic stuff that we don't understand. We don't understand the reason why most of these record labels want to do the publishing is not because they want to do publishing, because I know it sounds cute, but what they do, they go over to Bangkok, they go over to Singapore, they go over to the Philippines, they go over to Russia, they go over to Ukraine, and they get those DJs to play I Got Five on it. You know what I'm saying? And then, what happens is, because those overseas performance rights organization is collecting the royalties, you know what I'm saying? They're not putting the money where it's supposed to be. They're putting their copyright control, a better term, as the black box, and they draw interest off of your money. They can't take the money, because they take the money, it's called organized crime. They get the RICO charge.
You go to prison for that shit.
Yeah, they get a RICO charge, so they just draw money. That's why he was mad at. The real reason why they killed Michael Jackson? Because he owned half of Sony's
half of Sony.
Yeah,
Michael,
nigga said Michael paid $120,000 to stay in the house a day because the man was killing them on the publishing side. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was, all them people that wasn't, a lot of people don't claim that, a lot of people died and their children don't even know about the publishing. The money is just accumulating in copyright control. So these organizations, these major companies, you know what I'm saying, like Universal and Sony, they're eating off their money, and they also pushing that music overseas. That's what they do. That's why overseas, most artists are more successful overseas than they is in the state, because the state, it's easy to track it, but it's hard to track your publishing overseas. There's all type of movies overseas. If your song end up in a score in a movie, you know what I'm saying, that's money. You know what I'm saying? If it's on the jukebox, that's money. If somebody perform your song live in concert, that's money. You know what I'm saying? And we don't understand that.
Played in the elevator, that's money.
Yeah,
even
so that's why. Yep, in the elevator. So that's why at the hip hop fraternity, every Monday we have meetings and we teach our artists about these simple things. That's so simple a baby can understand, but yet it'll baffle a genius. And look at it like this, and I'm gonna let y'all take the flow. You look at the Italians. What they did was I'll be careful what I say, because I know how they take things out of context when we talk about what's happening to us. But you look at the Italians, and the Italians, what they did was they sent all their children to school, and they educate their children. So a lot of times you're dealing with loan sharks, because their children are sons of the loan sharks. And that's what record labels has been traditionally. They've been loan sharkers. They've been charging us high interest on our own music, and then they teach their children how to do it legally. So a lot of times, you wonder why these organizations, is robbing you, and why these people doing this stuff, why they taking these young kids' money, because they've been doing it way back in the 30s. You know what I'm saying? We go all the way back to Sam Cooke. That's why they killed Sam Cooke. That's why they was mad at James Brown. That's why they was mad at Ray Charles. And that's why they mad at Prince. That's why they mad at Michael Jackson, because they understand the business. So if we all come together and we move as a collective block, that means that we go to the record label, we could demand that whenever they do business with anybody from the hip hop fraternity, it's got to be a joint venture. That means as much money as the record label make, and as much risk that the record label take, the artist would take the same risk and make the same amount of money. And we could do that by creating a hip hop union and demanding that these people respect the artists. Because if they don't respect the artists, once we pull our resources together and we get the numbers, we can take our music out of their platforms, and we can say, just like Snoop Dogg did with Death Row. He said he took all Death Row music off of all platforms. Just imagine if everybody done that. You know what I'm saying? The record label will have a serious problem. You know what I'm saying? So, they won't have no new money. So this is what we're trying to do. This ain't what we're trying to do. This is what we're doing at the hip hop fraternity. So, we got to come together and we got to make it happen, collectively.
I commend you, brother. I commend you. With my twin. I commend you, brother. There we are. We back.
That's what's missing in the game. We was complaining about this shit. Now it's happening. Everybody should get behind it. And then, y'all go, y'all go over there, waste. Excuse me. Y'all go over there wasting y'all money on World Star. You can go to hiphopfraternity.com, make an account, and load up your videos for free. You know what I mean? Really get this shit out there. You know what I mean? Same thing, same type of platform. It's bigger than that. You know what I mean? Post your links to all types of shit. So talk about the website also, because the website.
Okay. Well, the website is basically a hip hop. It's like a World Star. It's also a way for us to generate an ad-based company. So we could also, as we begin to scale, we could sell different portions of the website to Sony, to Coca-Cola, Apple, anybody that want to advertise on it. So that money would be used towards our artists. Being able to put our artists out independent. Because we got the numbers. There's so many of us on there. Once we get 1 million followers, it's not an ad company or a company that interested in marketing that won't want to come on there. But it also allows you to upload your video. You know what I'm saying? And it's like World Star. It's our own World Star. So we can watch each other videos and we can support each other. And because it's people from all over the world on the website, that means that you can put your music out nationally as opposed to regional. You know what I mean? You can get out the regional mindset and get it to the national mindset. And then also, we can upload any video that we want. So for give you an example, say if Young Moth had a single coming out, he said, Ken, I want to promote my single. He could give me that single or that video. We could put the video on the top of the website, just like World Star, and that video could play in perpetuity, indefinitely. And then we could also put a paywall right next to that video and say, Yuck Moth single is on sale right now. All the people got to do is get past the paywall with their credit card information and get to PayPal. They pay $1.50, and then that's money that go directly to the artist's account. Same thing that Spotify do, same thing that anybody else do. We can stream the music live from the website directly to your download, straight to your phone. So these are some of the components that we have. We also, that's how we communicate with the world. That's how we communicate with each other. You know what I'm saying? If you look on there, you hit chapters, it takes you to every chapter that we own, all 28 of them. You can, and every chapter got their own website. So they can also do their own thing on the website. You know what I'm saying? We can, we can run our radio. You know what I'm saying? We do our curriculum for the website. You can order books from the website. You can order our clothing from the website. So we're a multifaceted organization, and it's also a social media. So that means that you can correspond, you can email people, you can chat with people, you can do everything you can do on Instagram, you can do on thehiphopfraternity.com. All you got to do is sign up. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. You want to learn about the music business. You want to know how to upload your music. You want to know how how to put your music on different platforms. You want to know how to do an EPK. You want to know how to do trademarks. All you got to do is go to HHL, sign up, hit the sign up button on the right hand corner, and then once you hit the sign up button, you push HHF curriculum, get the code, and you can have you a free course on the entire music business. You know what I'm saying? And then you also can go there and see the latest news, just like World Star. Once you go to videos, we got videos popping up every 2 or 3 minutes about the police fighting, the police brutality. We got it up, about the latest music. If something happened in hip hop, it's just like World Star. Just like any other channel, you could go right there. And what's so unique about it, we could sell our music, we can advertise, you know, we can see the latest current events, and you know what I'm saying, me, we could also communicate with one another. So you know what I'm saying, me, it's a site that's free, you know what I'm saying, me, that don't cost you a dime. You know, you can upload, if you upload your video and you do it before anybody else, is going to appear on the front of the page. So right now, I think we got 22,000 members. That's just members. That ain't viewers. We got 22,000 members that are on the website. We got 4,000 members that's worldwide. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and you know, a lot of people, you know, everybody ain't joined up or connected. But you know, according to our database and you know our membership board, we got 4,000 people that actually didn't sign up with the hip hop fraternity. That's a lot of people. But on the website, we got 2,200 people that's on there right now that you can communicate with, that are your brothers and sisters, that are members of the hip hop fraternity. You can go email Ice-T right now. He's on there. You know, Maybach Music is on there. A lot of people on there. You know, and I think Yuck Mouth is on there. Yuck Mouth is actually on the front cover. You know, so you know, we got a lot of shit popping, man. You know, the website is multifaceted. You know what I'm saying? You know, we all can come up, you know, we all can, you know, communicate. This is how we communicate with each other. So we got an initiative, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention our brother James, we started a political party. So we have HHL Political Action Committee. And we're doing that, so we want to get in politics so we can influence the decision that is being done on state, city, and a national level. You know what I'm saying? We want to be able to, you know, put pressure on the White House. You know what I'm saying? We got 2-3 million followers, members. We can say, hey, look, we got 2-3 million people that you need, Biden or, you know, whoever running, and say, well, this is what we need. You know, we need better schools for our children. You know what I'm saying? We want we want more community centers. You know what I'm saying? We want less police brutality. You know what I'm saying? We want a better firemen. You know, we want more this or that. You know, whatever you want to do from a community standpoint. So this is what we building. You know, we building a political base. You know, we building a union. You know what I'm saying? We building a brotherhood and a sisterhood where we can communicate with each other worldwide, and you know we can all be. So when I come to Oakland, California, I want 200 HHF brothers waiting there when I get there. And when I get there, if I got a show to do, them brothers gonna be there supporting me. You know what I'm saying? And when them brothers come to Atlanta, we're gonna have 1,000 brothers from Atlanta to support those brothers. We go to Chicago, the same thing. We go to New York, the same thing. And we all brothers and sisters, and nobody have to give up their record label. You know, nobody have to stop being what they is. You can still be who you are. You can be a blood, you can be a Crip, you can be a politician, you can be a doctor, a lawyer. It's just saying, just like the Masonics, you know what I'm saying? They got a lot of people. You got some Masons that are GD, you got Masons that's vice lord, you got Masons that are judges, lawyers, doctors, politicians, you know what I'm saying? But they Masonic. They got a fraternity. But that's what we are. We're a brotherhood and sisterhood. So, you know, if you're a brother, and no matter what you represent and what you do, hey man, that's our commonality. So we're gonna be there to support one another. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna support each other's music. We're gonna support each other when it comes to dealing with these labels, these major companies, you know what I'm saying, that's been effing our brothers and sisters for a long period of time. And we're gonna educate one another. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna reach out to each other like AT&T and touch and get some good game from one another. It's a brotherhood. It's the best thing happened. You know, in the 60s, they had the civil rights movement, they had the Black Panthers, they had the Nation of Islam. All that was cool. But I can tell you that I don't care what organization you is, whether you Hebrew Israelite, whether you Christian, whether you Muslim or whatever, I guarantee you it's some aspect of hip hop you like. So hip hop brings everybody together. Even white people love hip hop. You know, if hip hop is the second largest export of American export, we all know that black folks ain't buying all the music. Ain't nothing but 13% of us in the country. That's north of 40 to 50 million. So we got 50 million people, but we selling music to billions of people. So what does that tell you? That tell you that we didn't cross all thresholds. We didn't cross all ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? And now we're getting money from everybody. You know what I'm saying? That should tell you something, how powerful you is. So if it's that kind of money out there, we got to get control of it. We got to be in the forefront of it. We got to be the ones that's making decisions. It's a group of people. Every time they make a decision, there's 7 of them at the top. and each one of them make that decision, and they pass it on to the 7 up under them, to the 7 up under them, until they give it to the 7th power, and that's how decisions are made, and that's how ideals and concepts travel around the world faster than the internet. You know, they can make a policy or a mandate quicker than the internet. So that's what we got to. We got to have those 7 brothers at the top, you know, that can go and call 7 brothers, that can call 7 brothers, call 7 brothers, until we start getting our initiatives pushed and we start getting our ideals and our perceptions and concepts out there. And we can start, you know, talking to the record labels like we got some balls, you know what I'm saying? Like we men, you know what I mean? Tell them, look, this is what we're gonna do. If you want Yuck Mouth's new single, you got to give him this amount of money. Otherwise, we're gonna tell everybody at the hip hop fraternity to don't do business with Universal and see how that feel in your pocket. And once you get that kind of power, they all gonna start bowing down and they're gonna start respecting the game.
What's up? What's up? We're with it. We're definitely supporting it. Oh, shit.
Hey, yeah, that's good. That's good money, man. That's way overdue, and that's what's needed in hip hop, man. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that you know what I mean, you spearheading the shit, you know what I mean, and you unifying people from coast to coast, and you put motherfuckers on, man. Period. When I was out there, you know, fucking with the fraternity, man, y'all was thick. It was a movement, it was a family, everybody, you know what I mean, rocking with each other. Ain't no big eyes, no little U's, ain't nobody trying to outshine each other. Everybody had shine. Everybody rocking with each other. It was a family, it was a movement. Niggas popping bottles, smoking good weed. You know, it was a family vibe, my nigga, period. So when you do tap in, just know you tapping in with a family situation, man. It ain't nothing like these record labels. You ain't gonna never meet the boss of the record label until you sell 1 million copies, period. Straight up. If you just nigga doing your little 1s and 2s, little 20 here, 30 here, you ain't gonna never meet the boss, period. And hold on, you better sell like Diamond to really meet the boss of the label. You're gonna meet the president or some shit like that, but to meet the owner, you better go Diamond a few times. You know what I mean? On some Mariah Carey shit. Then you'll finally, the nigga come out the curtain. You'll meet the Wizard of Oz. You know what I mean? He'll come from behind the fucking curtain. But other than that, you ain't gonna really meet and really be able to fuck with these executives or these owners. You know what I mean? Which with the hip hop fraternity, you're gonna be live and direct with the owners. You know what I mean? With the dude who own the shit and the people who own it, and each record label. You know what I mean? It's like he's saying it's a group of record labels. They doing joint ventures. So if you got your own record label imprint, you won't lose that. You come here, you do a joint venture, you still have your record label imprint / hip hop fraternity. So a lot of people will think if you go over there, you lose your imprint. Nah, hell no. You still mob. If you big gang music, you still big gang music / hip hop fraternity. You know what I mean? So I think it's an opportunity for everybody, especially the independent artists. And I'm glad that you mentioned that y'all making recreation centers, programs that can help the youth, you know what I mean, get off the streets and really, you know what I mean, invest into their talent, invest time into their talent, you know what I mean? So we need more of that, man. So I'm definitely a supporter. I'm definitely a West Coast representative of the fraternity. And this is great news. What do you feel about, I was saying that we should have like a hip hop retirement, like some type of medical
a pension fund,
huh?
A pension fund,
some type of pension, and I think that everybody should like kick in, like
pay into it, so
yeah,
people
5%, 2%, whatever, to a pension that goes towards them too.
Well, the teacher got a pension fund. You know, fire police department got pension funds. It's well overdue. You know what I'm saying? We should have a fund that we put the money in, and it could be controlled by private equity firms or venture capitalists, where they could take that money and they could reinvest that money with ROI of 20%, like all these other pension funds do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we make too much money. You know what I'm saying? Me to not to be able to put our money in a kitty and then, you know, be able to get a kickback when we get in our 60s and our 70s, when we no longer can't rock a coliseum, we can no longer rock a club or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's well overdue. And I think that once the brothers, you know, come to the hip hop fraternity and they start talking to the leaderships, you know, because we got leaders. Each leader, each city is unlike, you know, any other thing. So if Yuck Mouth is in Oakland, then he's the governor of Oakland. He understands the terrain. He understands the territory. So he runs that. He's a LLC, but he's just a DBA. DBA being doing business as hip hop fraternity. So we don't control the people's company. We just license the name, and we all meet up at thehiphopfraternity.com. So with that being said, once we can get that inculcated into the minds of all of the chapters, then we can all agree simultaneously that we're gonna have a pension fund, and everybody can put so much money into that pension fund, and whoever buy into it, their name would be in a book of registry, and we'd know who's been paying their dues. And at the, when they get older, we taking the money, we study flipping it like they do with other pension funds. We can take that money, and then a person can get a retirement, and now you can get $4,000 or $5,000 a month out the pension. You know what I'm saying? As a retirement a bumper, a benefit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we need that. You know what I'm saying? We definitely need that. But we also need to create generational wealth. We need to teach them about business. A lot of people don't even know what a proprietorship. A lot of people don't know what a sole proprietorship is. People don't know what partnerships is. They don't know what an S corp is. They don't know what LLC is. They don't know what a 501c3 is. And these are basic things that other communities people don't know about how to leverage their credit. They don't know what installment credit is. They don't know what revolving credit is. They don't know how to use a credit card. They don't know how the credit system works. They don't even know that inquiries can hurt you. You know what I'm saying? They don't know a lot of stuff about credit that can really mess you up. A lot of people think because they got a good credit score, that's all to it. No, credit means your ability to pay bills on time. So you have to get those algorithms popping out there in order to get to that 750, that 800 credit score, which gives you leverage. If I was a drug dealer and I told you and brother man, I said, hey, y'all, I'm going to front y'all a key of dope. Y'all going to take that key of dope and y'all going to bubble. Well, that's what banks are. They the plug. They front you money. And that's when you see all these European people who got good credit owning Wendy's and owning, Subways and owning, Arby's and stuff like that. You say, damn, how they get the money? Well, they built their credit in the plug, which is the bank, which is the same thing in the hood, what we call, the plug. The plug in the hood gonna front you some work. Well, they're gonna front you some money, and they're gonna let you work the money. Because you put $200 bills together, you rub it, it's gonna make $100 bill babies. Like the one brother said, some people they work, to pay their bills. Other people they get, they work for other things. But sometimes when you take your money and you invest it, and you save it and you invest it, then you start seeing, return on your money. So but you got to have some type of system in place where you can get that startup kit, and that's what we try to teach brothers too. Understand how to leverage credit, learn how to manipulate the system. And once you learn how to do that, you can see how all these other ethnic groups is winning. It's no way that we could go to all the suburbs in America, Yuck Mall, and look at all these pretty houses and see these European people living in these houses and ain't no brothers and sisters in the community. They must have some type of advantage. The advantage is they are leveraging their credit. They figured out a way how to, get them houses, at a decent rate, at a decent percentage. And now they only paying $1,500 for the same house you paying for in the hood that's on 3 cans and a 40 ounce. So we got to understand this basic stuff that we got to understand, in order to get over the hump. You got to remember that we was enslaved for 250 years. So for 250 years, they got a 250-year jump on us. So in 1865, it was Emancipation Proclamation. What we need to do in 2023, we need to do our own Emancipation Proclamation. We need to free ourselves today and start getting basic common sense and understanding of how the game is really played. We are in a real life monopoly game. You understand me? And if you they're gonna tell you to go to jail, or you can buy all the houses on the board or whatever, and you can win the game. You understand me? So we got to understand that. You know what I'm saying? 85% of the land in this country is locked, sealed, and keyed in this country. 85% of the wealth is locked, sealed, and keyed. All the money that's coming is new money is coming through technology. The fourth industrial revolution. Look at your Forbes 100. All of the new millionaires are what? Tech guys. Mark Zuckerberg, You know what I'm saying? Mark Cuban, you know what I'm saying? Bill Gates. These majority of your tech guys is where the money at. You know what I'm saying? That's why they said the metaverse. You could buy property in the metaverse. We got to understand these things. Where the new money at? Because that 85% is locked, sealed, and key. It's not going nowhere. They got a 250-year jump on us. That's why we locked in a permanent poverty situation. You know what I'm saying? But we do have a way out. You know what I'm saying? That's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And technology. Those are the two advantages where layer that levels the playing field for African Americans. We got to take advantage of that. We got to learn how to use our credit. If we can get $200,000-$300,000 in our hand, you know what I'm saying? Just like if you can get a key adult, you can be that man. You can boss up. You know what I mean? And that's what we got to understand. And that's what we got to focus on. And then when we come together as a collective, then we can produce the next 30 or 40 platinum artists that's coming out of, America, because we have that much power.
Right. I want to add to something you said, Ken, when you made the example of handing me and YUK a key, and we bubble with it. The most important thing is how soon can we get your money back? That's what the loan is. You'll be very impressed if we get your money back at a very reasonable time. Us as some Black people, we think it's fly to run off on the plug. But what they don't understand, those who usually run off on the plug die hooked up to one. People not playing about their money.
No, but you look at Byron Island. You know who Byron Island is?
I know who Byron Island is. Good dude.
Okay, Byron Island, he bought the Weather Channel. They gave him they loaned him $350 million. In 6 months, he paid them back. Now they borrowed him billions of dollars. So that's what credit is, your ability to pay your bills on time. As long as you pay your bills and you able to get an ROI on your money, you know what I'm saying, and you pay that money back, then they'll borrow you more money. They keep giving you more and more and more money, and that's how you scale your business. A lot of people don't know. I forget the brother's name, but the richest dude that ever played in the NBA he only made $2 million in his whole career, but what he did, he invested in Wendy's. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the dude?
Yes, sir.
I can't think of his name, but that dude, you understand me, he's a billionaire now. You know what I'm saying, me? Because he invested his money proper. He flipped his money. You know what I'm saying, me? And that's what we got to do. Like you said, we can't run off on the banks. We can't run off on the lenders. You know what I'm saying? We got to pay that money back, and then we leverage that. Like I'm gonna give you an example. One of my mentors, James Hunt, you know what I'm saying, he got a black card. He told me that if you spend $250,000 in a calendar year, and you keep your money, you keep your credit straight, that you can get a black card from American Express. You know what I'm saying? That's for $1 million. That card you can spend $1 million on that card. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine if you could spend $1 million and you could turn it into $2 million and turn that $2 million to $4 million and keep flipping it? You know what I'm saying? Where you'll be in the next 20 years. Now, a lot of us, we a little older. You know what I'm saying? So we got to have a bigger move than that. Like me, I'm a big game hunter. A lot of niggas say, well, Ken, you know what I'm saying, me? If you letting everybody in free, how you gonna make your money? If you letting everybody perform for free, how you gonna make your money? If your website's for free, how you make? I don't fish for catfish. I don't fish for goldfish. I don't fish for whitey. I don't fish for perch. I only fish for whales. I don't fish for shark. Jay-Z and Damon Dash is a shark, but whales eat sharks. I don't know if you know that. Whales eat sharks. So the whale is the big multi-billion-dollar corporation. So that's what we fishing for. And it's a certain level of game. We have the same strategy as Mark Zuckerberg, as Gmail, as any of the other platforms. We give free services. So when you go to IG, you never pay for IG. You know what I'm saying? When you go to Facebook, you never pay for Facebook. You never pay for Snapchat. All these services is free. But how they make their money, they make their money off the whale, the big corporations. And that's how we move it. And that's what we looking to make our money from. But guess what? We the fastest growing organization in hip hop right now because we use the Google model. We use the Facebook model, the IG model. Free service and exchange for data. So we a data collected company like Live Nation. And we leverage that data towards the whale. So the whale have to pay us money to be on our sites. They got to pay us money, you know what I'm saying, me, in order to have access to our data. You know what I'm saying, me, and those emails, phone numbers, yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying, me. So, you know, we got to know how to play the game. If we're not playing like the big boys playing, and we don't understand the concept, and you just a short change nigga, and I don't mean to use the word nigga, but if you're a short change nigga and you just trying to get some short change, you'll never understand delayed gratification. You know, a lot of people say, Ken, man, you spend a lot of money down here in Atlanta. Yeah, you blow a bag to get a bag. What's his name? Jeff Bezos, Amazon. He didn't make money for 20 years since he was in business. And people say, you know, we're not making no money. But now he's a trillionaire almost. You know what I'm saying? The man got so many billions it ain't funny because he understands delayed gratification. You know what I'm saying? He understands the art of giving. A lot of times, you know, the spirit of reciprocity, when you put it to the universe return back to you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's game. You ain't got to always be running slick and con and bait and switch and all this slick stuff and finessing. That stuff don't work, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a karma for that. Karma is a mug. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but when you give and you send out positive energy into the universe, hey man, listen, take it from a dude that's coming from the streets. It really works. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who would ever think that I would be signing Boosie? Who ever think I'd be signing Ice-T? Who ever think I'd be about to sign Jack Harlow? I just signed Corey Wise. You know what I'm saying? Who would ever think that I'd be sitting in those rooms with these billionaires at these billionaire companies? It's because the love that I give to the streets, the love, peace, and respect, it comes back in reciprocity. It comes back in other forms. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people they can feel your spirit. They can feel your karma, and they know that you're a good person. And that's why these big corporations, you know, Forte International, Local Choice Liquor, these people do business with me. You know what I'm saying? Me and my business partner, Steve-O. You know what I'm saying? Me, I got relationships in Netflix. All of these people. I talk to these corporate people just like I talk to y'all. I just speak with a different language. I might speak a little bit more intelligently, but I speak to them. You know what I'm saying? Me, the same way I speak to y'all. And they call me back. They email me back. You know what I'm saying? Me, so, you know, we just have to understand how the game works. Excuse me, you out of here? Okay. You coming back? No, I gotta go straight to the airport. Oh, so you finna fly out? Yeah. All right, I'll holler at you. Call me when you get to where you going. All right. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's my people, man. She flying out on me, man. I'm talking to y'all, man. I look up, she about to go to the airport.
You can go holler at her right quick. You know what I mean?
She good. She good, man. We've been talking all day.
Okay. Good shit.
Did y'all know who Bruce Finch was?
Who?
Bruce Finch. He fought who fight Sugar Ray Leonard back in the day from Milwaukee. He died. You know, that's our uncle. You know, got to go to the funeral. She going to the funeral.
Yeah, condolences, man.
Yeah. Bruce Finch, man, look him up. He fought a championship fight with Sugar Ray Leonard. He's our uncle.
I seen Sugar Ray against Floyd, Daddy. Lord,
he beat Bruce ass too, man. He beat my uncle ass too.
Oh, your uncle fought Sugar Ray too?
Yeah, he fought him in the championship fight from Milwaukee.
Oh, championship fight too?
Yeah, man, but it was back in '82, way back in the day.
Yeah, okay, man. Salute to him and condolences, man. That's crazy.
He died, man. He died. He finally, you know, he was fighting cancer for some years. He finally, you know, passed over to the other side. But I mean, but back to what he said, man. Yeah, man. You know, man, I love this game, man, Yuck Mouth, man, because, you know, I believe, like, you know, I'm a modern day Malcolm X. You know, Malcolm was a player. He was a pimp hustler like me, you know, back in the day. You know, I understand when you got game and you peep game and you see people run the game on your people, man, you know, you want to feel like that big brother. You want to be like, you know, like that. You want to throw that life right. You want to be that alarm clock that they throw in the graveyard and you want to wake them up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what, you know, I can see the game. You know, I've been on 40 million records. I know you know that, right? I've been on 50 Cent. I did an album with 50 Cent. I did 2 albums with Lil Jon. I did an album with Too Short, 2 albums with Too Short. I did 5 albums with Pimp C, 5 with the boy Pastor Troy. I did a song with what's his name? Big Daddy Kane, one with Ice-T. you know, Mac 10, you know, I mean, just so many people I did work with. I can't even call them all. And, you know, so I was able to see how publishing worked. You know, I mean, I had to go and fight these corporations to get my publishing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, man, I had a gang of money that was just sitting there, and when nobody even sending it to me, they weren't saying nothing. So I had to hire me a forensic accountant, and that's how I learned about copyright control. I had a lot of money in copyright control. Now, you know, send me. They got all these performance right orders. They got to pay me every quarter because I got publishing in all of these companies, and I want to teach the young people how to, you know, look out for their publishing as well.
So, is that?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm sorry, P. Man, I have a bilateral hernia, man. It's killing me.
You got a hernia?
2 of them. So I'm keeping a straight face while I'm on here, but I'm in so much pain.
You taking pain pills?
Yeah. You know what I mean? But, you know, when I take the pain pills, you know, they make you kind of go to sleep. So I said, man, I'm going to dedicate this next 2 hours to my family, man. But I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, man. God bless, man.
Hey, absolutely, man. How do you feel like because they came at you doing the same thing that Jay Prince, Irv Gotti, and Suge Knight tried to do, right? And you see how they came at them hard. You know what I mean? They came at Irv and them with the you know what I mean, the Letter Boys. You know, they came at Jay, you know, he the Teflon Don. Came at Suge, you know, I was I was out here in LA driving past Wilshire and they whole shit boarded up because them Letter Boys and hit they shit. But it was mainly because they came together to form the first black distribution company, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel or fear that you know the powers that be would try to come at you like that?
Well, you know, the way I structured the hip hop fraternity, brother Yuck Mouth, is that I created a system where, you know, we own the trademark, the hip hop fraternity. So we are not an organization per se. You know what I'm saying? We're an organization pretty much, you know, through allegiance. You know what I'm saying? We align each other with one another. So basically, when I formed the organization, every chapter has what I call an LLC or 501c3. So what that means is they got a license agreement with me. So every chapter has the same capacity and the same power that I have locally or statewide. So, you know, if the government was to indict me, hip hop fraternity would still be in existence, and they can't get us with the RICO Act because, you know, we filing our own taxes. You know what I'm saying? They got their own organization. The only thing they share with me is the license agreement. We don't exchange taxes or anything. Now we do have a commission-based a system. So, say for example, if you sold some jackets, you sold 100 jackets at $200. You know what I'm saying? We'll take the manufacturing cost and we'll split the other costs with you. You understand me? We got in our rules that there's no game banging, there's no drug dealing, there's no fighting. So we legally, you know what I'm saying, put it out there that if you are a gang banger or you selling drugs or you doing something illegal, then that's at your own discretion. So we are not liable. We have no negligence or no liability when it comes to each chapter because each chapter run themselves. So, you know, every chapter has their own company. So, for example, is if you had a chapter, it would be Yuck Mouth Incorporated, but it'd be DBA as Hip Hop Fraternity. So we just giving you a license to use the name. But what we all come together at is in an open forum, which is the hiphopfraternity.com. So if the feds was to unite us, if they indicted us, they would have to indict also Instagram. They would also have to indict Facebook and Snapchat because that's what we are. We're a social organization, and that's what I filed my trademark under social organization. So we just socialize with each other. You know what I'm saying? We socialize through social media. You know what I'm saying? We don't have like the Nation of Islam. We don't have temples that's owned by Minister Farrakhan or owned by the nation. Those temples are owned by the nation. Each chapter is owned by the individual. So that individual is solely responsible for his activities and the activities of his membership. So even if they did indict me, they wouldn't have no standing or no legal grounds to indict me on because, you know, my lawyer legally protected me in the agreements. You know what I'm saying? So if I ever to send you a copy of that agreement, you will see how we protect it. Now, we picked the name hip hop because hip hop is a universal term that is owned by Universal, Columbia, Sony, and Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much are the gatekeepers of the hip hop. You know, Europeans control our culture. So if they indicted me and they said that hip hop was a black militant organization, then they got to say Sony is a black militant organization and Universal is a black militant organization. So they can't use that trick. If they say we're a fraternity and we're a black militant organization, they got to say the Masons is a black militant organization. They have to say that the Elks is a black militant organization too. So they can't use that. So those names protect us and keep us from being demonized, because that's one thing that the Europeans do. The federal government, they like to discredit us. First thing they do is they discredit our organization, and then they discredit us. You know what I'm saying? They try to they demonize us first, then they discredit us, and then they destroy us. So they say, "Oh, that's a black Muslim organization." They can't say hip hop fraternity is a black Muslim organization because we got white people in the hip hop fraternity. They can't say that we commit illegal activity because we stipulate in our contracts and our license agreement that there's no drug dealing, no gang banging, no whatever, and you got to pay your own taxes. You know what I'm saying? So you're responsible for your taxes. So if they got anybody for tax evasion, the sole chapters would be responsible for tax evasion. And they can't get us for the RICO Act because the only thing we do from a RICO standpoint is on the social media. You know, we come together social media. Now we do have a manuscript or a blueprint that we use in Atlanta that we do disperse to the other chapters, but they don't have to use that. So they're not under our discretion. It's up to them to decide if they want to use our blueprint. But we don't require them to use the blueprint. We just give them the blueprint that we use in Atlanta, which is the free entry. You know what I'm saying? Free everything. That way, no money is being transferred, and then that protects us because now they can't get us for a Ponzi scheme. They can't get us for money laundering or none of that stuff neither, because we don't take no money from no artist or from nobody. Only time we take money is when we are doing a merchandising and we paying taxes on the merchandising. So they have to have something illegal to get us for. So we're not doing nothing illegal, and you know it's too late. You know what I'm saying? If they was gonna get us, they should have got us before, because if they take me to jail, hip hop fraternity is still gonna be popping. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way they can label it as a criminal organization because we do not operate in the way other organizations operate. We only operate as a DBA. So we only licensing people to use our name. So we're not like a chapter in Atlanta is owned by that person. You know, you own your Oakland chapter. I don't own that chapter, but I own the licensing. So if you're doing something illegal, the HHF hip hop fraternity have the right or reserve the right to take that license from you, and you no longer can use the name hip hop fraternity. See, I took all that into consideration. That's one thing I studied the Nation of Islam. I studied the Black Panther. I studied music business, and this is how we came up with the hip hop fraternity. This is not something that just popped up. This is something that is well strategically planned. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can tell the way I'm talking that I thought it way out, because you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I purposely used the name hip hop because hip hop is controlled by the white establishment, the billionaire companies of America, the big record companies, the majors. So they control hip hop. So they can't label me hip hop a black organization because it's not controlled by black people. They can't name fraternity a negative organization because everybody has a fraternity. Even the police got the fraternity of police. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so this all could be beat in court. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so everything I do, when I do something, Brother Young Moth, I do it like I'm on trial. You know what I'm saying? Because I did so much time in the penitentiary, I always move like I'm on trial. You know what I'm saying? When I speak like I'm on trial because I know everything that I say could be used against me in a court of law. So I move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? I wrote the book, The Art of Human Chess. I advise your audience to go get it. At Amazon, you go to audible.com, type in name Pimpin Ken, and go read my book, The Art of Human Chess. You'll see, or go get my other book, Pimpology, The 48 Laws of the Game. I really give a lot of game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, there's no way I'm gonna let a little white boy that went to Harvard or Yale, you know, for a little law degree outsmart me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not, all I gotta do is read their laws and read their rules and regulations. As long as I follow the laws, rules, and regulations, they got to have something to indict me on. Ain't no nigga gonna call me and talk about no dope. Ain't no nigga gonna call me and talk about killing no white folks. Ain't no nigga gonna call me and talk about overthrowing the government. Ain't nobody gonna talk to me and talk about buying some guns. That's the shit that niggas get caught up on. Ain't no bitch gonna get up under me and suck my dick good enough or fuck me good enough to make me say some dumb shit out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Me, and these is how brothers get caught up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they get caught up because they let a female get up under them, manipulate them, and say, honey, you know, my friend got some guns, they real cheap. And he think because the female making love, he having sex with her, that ain't no charge behind that. You know what I'm saying? That's how T.I. got caught up. He bought some guns. The feds sent an agent up in there on him. He bought some guns and they incarcerated. So I got all that game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't do nothing illegal, bro. I'm not, you know, they can't get me with the bullshit. I did 5.5 years in the feds. I done seen all their tricks and trades. I used to help niggas in the law library. I know what these folks' tricks are. You know what I mean? That's why I said I studied every black organization that I could find. I looked at all the COINTELPRO, J. Edgar Hoover. I seen how they came at the Black Panthers. I seen how they came at all these organizations. I see how, you know, they use appropriations and funds and 501c3, these nonprofit organizations to control black organizations. I know all that. That's why we don't take no money from nobody. We don't want no money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and people can say, how can he build an organization with 4,000 people with 28 cities and he ain't no multi-billionaire? Because I understand our people. I know what our people want. I know how to move in a room full of sharks. Like I said, I don't fish for sharks. You know what I'm saying? The FBI ain't nothing but a shark. Well, I'm a whale. I eat a shark. You know what I'm saying? Me, and they can't. And if they did kill me, so what? I'm gonna die anyway. You know what I'm saying? We born to die. I ain't scared to die. If you're scared to die, you shouldn't be living because you're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not scared, you know, to get indicted. You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do to me in joint? I got the best-selling book in prison. Them niggas will be happy to see me in prison. I'll be at home. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't scared to go to prison. So I don't worry about what the Fed's gonna do to me or what the law's gonna do to me. I just respect the laws. When they change their laws, I change mine. You know what I'm saying? Me, and you know, I know how to stay out of their way. You know what I'm saying? Me, so by me not taking no money and me not get caught up in no Ponzi scams or no mail fraud, or you know, me not trying to tell brothers what to do. That's why I let every chapter do their own thing. Then I don't have not one chapter, Brother Young Moth. So I'm not giving no instructions. Who gonna tell on me? All I'm doing is selling licenses. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is running. If somebody doing something illegal, they get caught, that's on their ass. It ain't on me, because I ain't finna do nothing illegal. You know what I'm saying? I know it's 5,000 statutes on the federal felony books. They got 5,000 statutes on the books of felonies. You know what I'm saying? I know if I hit a car off my door and I hit a car in Walmart, I know if I leave the scene, that's a felony. You know what I'm saying? So I might say, hey man, you know, tell this person I hit their car if he let it dent. You know what I'm saying? Here go my insurance paper. You know what I'm saying? I know how they can get you. I know if you deal with certain monies. Hold on. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. You still.
I know if you take certain money for certain people and you don't report it, that's against the law. You know, so you just have to do certain things. You got to make sure you got to file your taxes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's why a lot of people, you know, don't know, you know what I'm saying? You know, as long as you file your taxes and you report to the government, that's not tax evasion. They just require you to file. And you just got to file. You know what I'm saying? You can't be talking to nobody on the phone. Somebody talking to you on the phone, if they say something crazy, you got to hang up on them.
That is conspiracy.
Yeah, it's conspiracy. You know,
and
somebody say,
you and I have been in the feds, and we don't want to stand up at 4 o'clock anymore, do we?
No. No, so, but you know, it's easy to beat. Half of the dudes, you know what I'm saying, me, that end up going to jail, man, they do dumb shit. If you read the transcripts, you know, the feds be bugging them and they be all talking about murders and doing dumb shit, man, and you know, and they be doing all this crazy stuff. But you know, a lot of people put themselves in that position, man.
That's what I wanted to speak on, man. I think it's a war on hip hop right now. You know what I mean? Another question, man. I think that the female artists, I think it's gonna be number female artists in the next 5 years. The way they taking out the top artists, and it's mainly because of financial. The shit that you said. You said that hip hop is the biggest money maker for black people over anything, and the main people that's making the most money are men. The male artists, they got the record labels, they got the $100 million, you know what I mean, above. It's the male dudes. Now you notice that all the male dudes with the $100 million or the 8-figure, you know what I mean, 8-figure, 9-figure type of, you know what I mean, bank accounts, they all getting indicted, RICOs and shit like that. Like, do you think it's a war on that? Do you think it's a real target going towards the entrepreneurs in hip hop, as far as the males, or you
Well,
think
you know what, man?
It's
It's a
going and doing stupid shit.
It's a war on ignorance, bro. A lot of the shit that these brothers doing, man, is ignorant shit. These niggas get on the motherfucking line and they tell on their motherfucking self. They talk about murderers and shit that they did, man. They talk about drug houses and dumbass shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, why would you want to hang with a nigga that ain't have no real money? If it's bound to happen. You know what I'm saying? If you hang around broke ass niggas and these niggas out here killing and doing all kind of dumbass shit and they ain't trying to protect the money, where I come from, you know, if a nigga was an NBA player and the nigga was in our hood, then we protect that nigga. We gave that nigga money for tennis shoes. We made sure that nigga had a place to stay. We made sure he had cars and TVs so they could go to NBA, man, hopefully bring some money back to the block. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't think like that now. Niggas be with niggas and, you know what I'm saying? Niggas be sneaking pistols in the club. They get into a shootout and now they man is caught up. You know what I'm saying? They go and they hustling, they doing all kind of crazy stuff. They borrow $500 from their man or $5,000 and they go buy some work and they go and, you know, get caught up and banging the work around their man and they know that their man is having that bag. You know what I'm saying? They putting themselves in jeopardy. And if you got the bag and you hanging around these kind of motherfuckers and you allow yourself to be tricked into these trick bags and you allow yourself to think that you cool to be around a nigga because a nigga, you know, he wasn't no motherfucking hitters or he wasn't no motherfucking D-boys or he got, you know, he got that work or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, he got that name and that juice and that face card, then you a goddamn fool. You know what I'm saying, man? Hey, man, high levels, high devils. You know what I'm saying? Niggas say, Ken, you know what I'm saying? Do you go to hood? I go to hood all the time, but I don't want to I don't want to sleep in that motherfucker. Who want to sleep with some roaches and rats? You know, who want to sleep in a war zone? You know what I'm saying? Every nigga that get real money, nigga, once you get out the hood, nigga, you good. Why the fuck you trying to go back to the hood and try to impress some niggas? You understand me? They ain't gonna do nothing but get you a motherfucking RICO act or get you in the motherfucking penitentiary. You got to stay away from them type of niggas, man. You can't be around niggas that's doing dumb shit. Hey, man, I was a player, man. I didn't fuck around with niggas. If niggas around there robbing niggas and doing all that dumb shit, man, I ain't finna hang around that nigga because nigga eventually they gonna shoot the car up, nigga. And if I'm in the car with you, I'm gonna get hit too. You know, so you know, we just got to be wise and we got to be intelligent, and we can't allow ourselves to get caught up in these trick bags, especially when we get these millions and millions of dollars, man. That's when we need to tighten our game up. So a lot of them, man, they allowing the feds, they making it easy for the feds to come in and lock them down and put them in those precarious situations, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to give Jay-Z a lot of credit. You know what I'm saying? You know, he kind of stay away from the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he still got to watch. You know, I don't like what he did with Hennessy and Louis Vuitton. You know what I'm saying? Hennessy and Louis Vuitton kind of got him, you know, in the bind right now. He's suing them. You know what I'm saying? Because he should have never dipped in them folks' business, man. You know what I'm saying? Them folks seeing that man making $700 a bottle, they hurry up and bought 50% of his company. But what people don't know is that when somebody buy your company, they can sell stock. You know, if they buy 50, they can sell 30% of the stock and cause that company to go down. And when that company go down, you know, you might feel like you got to sell some stock to catch up. You know, you say, well, I better sell. The stock is worth $50 now. I better sell it before it go down because it's going down. It went from 100 to 50. And as soon as you sell that stock, now you don't own 51% no more. And then they'll buy the whole company back. You know, so, you know, our so-called astute business brothers, they got to understand how the game is played. It's called M&A, mergers and acquisition. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these people, you know, just like Adidas trying to do with Kanye, they trying to take his whole company. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We might want to get out the hood, but when we go dealing with them other folks, we got to be sharp as a butcher knife. You know what I'm saying? We got to maintain almost at least 80% control at all times, so we can control the narrative. Because if we don't do that, then we're gonna get caught up in the trick bag. And I think that.
Not to cut you off, you said the perfect thing, Kanye. They crucifying our brother Kanye. It's just like a Michael Jackson, how they threw up all the fake accusations when he was winning and really figured the shit out. Kanye, they locked up his bank accounts. You know what I mean? We done had a lot of people that did anti-Semitic rhetoric, and their bank accounts never got closed down. What's the difference with this situation, Ken?
Well, I mean, the way I looked at it, man, Kanye, man, he's a strategist, right? So he he got Ye 23 and Ye 24 on his hat. You know what I'm saying? He go berserk. He go DEFCON on a specific people, and he talks really bad about them. He get counseled, but in the process of it, he get out his deal with Adidas. In the process with it, you know what I'm saying? The people, because they so powerful, they said, well, we don't want your money no more. Get your money out of our banks. But at the same time, the company that you need to watch is Alibaba. Look at Alibaba. You understand me? Alibaba is a Chinese-owned company. So Alibaba makes just as much money as Amazon. But people don't tell you about Alibaba. And what people don't tell you also is that the internet is the worldwide information highway. So Kanye, you understand me, having, to pay Adidas 90% of his income. So every time they made $1 billion, he only got 100 million. You know what I'm saying? Because they taking 90%. You know what I'm saying? He making 100 billion, and that was what was happening. He was only getting 10%, of his company. You know what I'm saying? He owned 100% of his company, but Adidas was only giving 10% of the proceeds. Now that he out that Adidas deal, he called it Ye 23 now. So you know what I'm saying? He said, don't call me Kanye, no more, call me Ye. He did all this to get out the deal. Now he called himself Ye. Now he can hook up a company that's national, and he could get with a server out of China or a server out of Mexico, and he could sell his shit directly to the consumer. So you know what I'm saying? Kanye might turn out to be the Einstein in this situation. He might turn out to be very brilliant, and sometimes, you have to do what you got to do in order to get away from, bad situation. I think that Adidas may or may not pose a bad situation for Kanye. But Kanye looked like to me, you understand me, with him having Ye 23 and the FA hats, which I think that's supposed to stand for fuck Adidas, you understand me? If he put his shit on the worldwide way up and he started selling his shit internationally and to even some of the Americas, I think, that 90 billion that he was getting for Adidas, he might get all that for himself. You know what I'm saying? So he might even have, and he can put his money in Swiss accounts. He can put his money in different foreign accounts. He ain't got to worry about them talking about they don't want their money. I'm pretty sure Nigeria would take $1 billion from Kanye. It'd help their economy. You know what I'm saying? It definitely, draw a lot of interest. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just different ways to look at it, but it looks like to me more like a strategy than it is, like Kanye just getting canceled. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he would do all that. You don't say no man that make billions of dollars, in the industry, which was pretty much secured and locked by Nike, and he ended up making billions of dollars, and he'd be a damn fool. You know what I mean? It's got to be a method to his madness. And I'm starting to see bits and traces of, his method. You know what I'm saying? I think, he's for to sell his own clothing line. And then you got to also think, brother YUK Mouth, the man owned 14,000 acres in, was it Wyoming somewhere? You know what I'm saying? And he already built cube houses over there. So
absolutely.
He planned on letting the people that work for his manufacturer live directly on his ranch. So, it's, I mean, the man ain't as dumb as he looked. You know what I'm saying? The man, you know what I'm saying? He got a lot of game. A lot of that shit is drag, man. He act like he crazy, but I doubt if that man crazy one iota. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if he wanted to get out of his deal, everybody got to give him credit. He got out of his Gap deal and he got out of his Adidas deal. And he was that before he went DEFCON, that was some of the things that he said he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And, I think, what I'm saying, that, he also exposed, a certain ethnic of people. You know what I mean? When you look at how somebody can be counseled and how somebody can, tell somebody they don't want their money in the bank just because a person gave an opinion, I think that serves as an ideology for all of us to see, you know, what type of monster that we're dealing with when we look at, you know, what can happen to you if you say certain things. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it pretty much exposed, you know, a lot of people to, you know, who these people are, the people that can cancel this man. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of power. So, you know what I'm saying? That just go to show you how more important that the hip hop fraternity is. You know what I'm saying? So we can have that same power and we can counsel motherfuckers. We should be able to counsel the motherfuckers that counsel him.
That's what I've been saying, man. If they canceling Kanye, cancel Adidas, Balenciaga, Gap, all the other shit that's canceling him. Period. Straight up. Cancel Chase Bank. Fuck them. Period. You dig?
Yeah.
Like we never cancel nothing because you can't cancel nothing you don't own. Only how you can cancel somebody is firing them. You know what I mean? Like everybody say cancel Balad TV. You can't. He owns his shit. Cancel Adam 22. You can't. He owns his shit. You know what I mean? So when you own your shit, you know what I mean? You can't be canceled. But Kanye did deals with them. So, okay, you work for somebody. Now they can fire you. Now that's considered as being canceled. You did? So what you said is that he got his own shit going down. So you can't be canceled. Hip hop attorney, you own your own shit. You can't be canceled. What, you gonna fire yourself?
Well, I always told people, if you go to work and you work for somebody 8 hours, just imagine you work for yourself for the same 8 hours. It's the same 8 hours. You might as well work for yourself. You know, some people work hard as hell to see other people get millions of dollars. You know, ain't nothing like somebody, I think it was Billie Holiday, God bless the child that got his own. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have your own. You got to be independent. You got to believe in yourself. You got to be able to create wealth for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, the best way to create wealth is save and invest. You know what I'm saying? Save and invest. You know what I'm saying? So if you buy candy bars, you buying Coca-Colas, you buying potato chips. You know what I'm saying? Every time you want to buy a potato chip, buy it, but don't actually buy it. Put the money in your in one of your boxes, or put it in the piggy bank. Every time you want to buy a soda, put it in the piggy bank. Every time you want to buy something that you know that ain't gonna give you no residuals, put it in a piggy bank and look how much money you have at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? When you stop wasting your money, start saving it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have a different trajectory. And that's how you get rich. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you get rich by flipping money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and getting a return, ROI on your investments. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and the only way, you know, if you spend all your money on bills and you just break it even, you'll never get rich.
Another way, man, back to what you was talking about with the plug shit, with the bank being the plug. Another thing is real estate, man. You know, once you get that first property, it's like monopoly. You know what I mean? You could sit on that bitch and run it up. Let everybody land on the property. Mean you can lease it out, Airbnb, whatever you want to do with it. Let that bitch build equity, right?
Absolutely.
Grab the equity out that bitch and grab another property. Now you got another property on the motherfucking monopoly board. Let that build equity. Grab another property. So that's what the game is. They let it build equity, grab the equity out and go flip some more. Period. And that's the game. You know what I mean? Niggas wonder how they do it. They let the money work for them. They make the money work for them. You know? They ain't cashing out for these properties. They go into the plug, but they grabbing equity out and boom, another down payment on the plug loan. They know that you can pay it off because you got this other property going down and you've been cool on all your motherfucking mortgage payments. So you got a track record of your credit is good. So boom, we're gonna hit them off with another loan, you know, but you're gonna grab the equity out, you know, because you gotta put a down payment on the loan. They ain't gonna just give you the loan for free 99. You gotta give them something. You dig? So you grab the equity out and grab that and you keep on flipping like that. So I think property, you know what I mean, real estate is real family wealth, like generational wealth. Like,
did you hear what I said? I got 80 acres in Mississippi.
See? Okay. See?
You know,
so you know what
we used to
you
have,
said about Kanye and Wyoming. All that.
We had 160. It only take 120 acres to make a city. So at one time, the Ivy Estate had our own city. You know, this land was aired down from generation to generation, from my grandfather to my father to all of us. You know what I'm saying? So now we own that land, me and my brothers and sisters and my family. So, you know what I'm saying? you know, we was taught at a young age that real estate was the realest shit. You know, so real estate is the realest shit. So you know, you absolutely right. You know, when I was young, I owned like almost 10 block houses on one block. We literally bought the block back. You know, we hustling that good. You know, so you know, I agree with you on that, man. You know, I got some property in Kane, Texas. I got some trailers. You know what I'm saying? I got in a white neighborhood. You know, I got 5 trailers. You know what I'm saying? And I only paid $10,000 a piece for them. I bought them from a brother that went to prison. You know, and he sold me the land because you know he didn't know what to do with his people. He sold me the trailers. You know what I'm saying? So I bought all the trailers. I get $1,000 per trailer. Every month I get $5,000 a month. You know, and the trailers ain't worth but 10, 15,000. You know, it's a good hustle. But you know, one thing about trailer park people, they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? They just want, you know, it's like living in a tent to them. You know what I'm saying? But you can still put that tax on their ass. You know, all you gotta do is pay the people at the lot. That's a good business. Or you can get a lot and you can wire it up. You can and put an irrigation system and you can make money off that too. You know, Airbnb. That's another way to make money. Like you said, you know, I'm in the condo right now. In this condo, I got 3 Airbnbs in this motherfucker. You know, so I rent 3 joints and I make money while I'm living in this other joint. So that joint pay free. I'm downtown Atlanta. Watch this. Can y'all see out there? Y'all see the city?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. I'm in downtown Atlanta.
Prime location.
Got in a prime location, and I got Airbnbs in here. So what I did, I rent all the ones that was available on the same unit on the same floor that I'm on. I'm on the 18th floor in the penthouse section. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I rent them, fix them up. You know, customize them. You can see, I customize them. All of them look just like this. You know, you can see the thing. You know, put the little bar thing in there. All this. Put all the lighting in there. You know, the furniture, all that stuff. And I rent them out, man. Get a bankroll. It's downtown. You already know what I'm getting. You know? So the hustle will never quit. And then, you know, I got it fixed up. They got 2 TVs. You know, they got.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna put you on the blast, but it looked like you at the 12.
No. I'm in the middle. I'm right there on in the middle of Buckhead.
No. Don't tell her where you at. I was just joking. Don't tell her where you at.
No. This I'm in Buckhead. I'm right in Buckhead. You know I made that to 12 because you see from the I'm a little farther than 12. How far the city is from me.
Right,
so I'm more in Buckhead. But you know, I'm just giving an example of you know. I'm not just talking that shit. I'm living this shit.
But let them know, Buckhead.
No, and I'm finna leave this motherfucker and go to my house in motherfucking Marietta. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave this motherfucker. I have a lot of business up here. And when I leave this motherfucker, I'm finna rent this motherfucker out. I'm finna Airbnb this motherfucker. Make some more money.
As you should.
You know, I just do a lot of business in the city. So while I'm in the city, you know, I can come in this motherfucker. I can make a choice whether I want to Airbnb it out or I can live in this motherfucker. You know, and we customize the whole thing. Fix it up, put some nice furniture. You know, people come here, you can get that $300-400 a night.
In the A. When I come to the A, I'm hitting you up. When I come to A, I'm hitting you up. I need the AirbnBrecords.com. Yeah, and I'm fuck that. Can I smoke in that motherfucker?
You know,
it's got
the little. I got the little. What you call them things? Smoke detectors in here. Shit, I guess you can. The whole floor smell like weed. So hell yeah, you can smoke in here.
Oh hell yeah, man. Say less, man. I will definitely be renting that motherfucker out when I'm in the A, man. Definitely, but so look, one more thing before we get up out of here, man. We was talking about the war on masculinity, man. We just playing Andrew Tate. You know what I mean? How they just locked that man up, you know what I mean? For him just spitting the truth. You know what I mean? How you feel about brothers like him, Kevin Samuels, you know what I mean? Just really waking the game up and telling these females.
Who they just locked up?
Andrew Tate.
They lock him up for?
Some shit, human trafficking.
Yeah,
Some
no, he
shit.
said he was sex trafficking, human trafficking.
Andrew Tate.
And
Yeah,
wrote.
show
And
him
like,
up. I'll show him what he look like.
you don't know Andrew Tate? Okay, let me show you. It's this dude. He blowing up.
Oh, let me meet my shit. Ah, God damn shit. God damn.
It's this dude right here.
Oh yeah, I saw that. May I just say something then? So if that is the case, yeah, if the one thing that you're meant to have is you at least you know who the two people that put that child on earth are, then that's why promiscuity for men is also a problem because they get women pregnant. Sometimes they don't even know to have children. That's around, no?
No, it's completely different. It's different because you have to understand. I'm talking about humans. You look at humans from a societal perspective, but society has changed, right? So let's say 200-300 years ago, if a woman got pregnant, she needed a man to survive. If that man didn't take care of her during pregnancy, she was going to die. She couldn't work a job, she couldn't hunt, couldn't fish, whatever, right? A woman literally needed that man for survival. So if you were to come to me and say I'm pregnant, but you've been fucked by 4 different dudes, I'd be like, who says it's mine? Why am I looking after you? None of them want to look after her. She will literally perish. This is why in most of the world today, still today, virginity is so coveted. And throughout all of history, it's been so coveted because that's the only way to ensure paternity. She's a virgin. I know that's my baby. She ain't a virgin. Prove it's mine. Outside of this modern science bullshit, Shaitan, the devil we have here in the West, in most of the world today, without virginity or at least a low body count or at least anti-promiscuity, you can't tell that that's your baby. So it's a completely different thing. You're looking at the idea of a woman being pregnant and coming to a group of men and saying, one of you has to take care of me and put up with me when I'm fat and moody and annoying and I need my bills paid. And all the men are going to sit there and go, no, fuck no, prove it's mine. You can't prove it, bounce. Where it's different. If I get 4 women pregnant, we know the deal.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So obviously back then for survival, women needed a man. And
Can you hear me?
Yeah, my bad. Bingo. So it's guys like him, Andrew Tate. They just arrested that man for some bullshit.
Well, can I speak on black masculinity?
Yes, please.
Okay, so when I think about the black experience, back in the 60s, during the Black Panther era, that started in your hometown, Oakland. A lot of black men, were masculine. You know what I'm saying? My mother depended on my father to be the breadwinner. You know what I'm saying? My father went out there, he got the money, he hustled, he did what he had to do. He brought it home, he fed me and my mama. That was the customary way of doing it. My uncles, all of them, all my daddy friends, they lived like that. Okay, so when we start screaming black power and we start fending for ourselves, you know what I mean? I think that's when the war on black masculinity began. So, the first thing they did was they attacked the black woman. They started the black woman liberation movement in the 70s. And the black women liberation movement means that black women got all the good jobs, and the black women thought that, to be a black liberation or to be a part of the liberation movement from 1920 with Susan B. Anthony meant to be, a white man, dress like a white man, cut your hair short, and tell a black man that you don't need them. And because that was the criteria for getting those good jobs back in the day under affirmative action. So affirmative action came about in the 70s. So affirmative action was originally for black women. And a lot of black women started getting good jobs, and a lot of black men, who would depend on the sisters that lived in the hood that was on welfare. The government said, if you don't kick them out, if I find that you living with a man, that automatically your welfare be cut. So a lot of brothers, they start, doing what all people do. Is 3 levels of survival. First is gainful employment. If you don't got gainful employment, you own your own business, gainful employment, or crime. So that's when you start seeing the crime rate go up in the early 60s, the early 70s, and you start seeing more brothers getting on heroin and becoming more addicted to drugs. You know what I'm saying? And the women start creating this narrative that I don't need no man. Black men ain't shit. Then you start seeing black men pop up on the 6 o'clock news all the time talking about he's a criminal. So every time something happens in the black community, it's demonized and we criminalized. But every time, a white guy do something, it never make the news. So, you know what I'm saying? That started happening. And then they even got lucky. They came out with this thing called crack. So crack came out around 83, especially in California, everybody started freebasing, everybody started doing drugs.
They
So they
they
put
they
more.
they hit, you know, back on the attack on masculinity. They hit Oakland first because that was where the Black Panthers was at.
Yep,
So
yep, yep. Oakland, yeah, all them
crack,
people,
crack
all
was
that was on
created in
drugs.
Oakland.
So all that was on drugs, you know what I'm saying? And then they started spreading across the nation, Chicago, New York. So what happened was, you know, they came with the crack and then they hit us with the crack laws. Then they had the enhancement laws. And then after the enhancement laws, they came with the guns. So we needed guns to protect our drugs. So we started, you know, doing crazy stuff with guns, robbing and killing each other and stealing drugs and, you know, having drug wars. And then we started acting like the Italians when the Italians had liquor. And all this time, they set it up so they enhancing the laws that came with the new law. So the new law required that you do 85% of your time. They came with the conspiracy laws. They came with the RICO laws. All these laws were a direct attack on black masculinity. So now you got all the black men in jail and all the children outside with no fathers. And then, you know, you start seeing homosexuality start to rise in the black community. You know what I'm saying? You start seeing young men becoming more feminine because they're being raised by women. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and these women are talking to these young men like they men. You know what I mean? Sit your ass down, sit your punk ass down, boy, because that's the only way they can get a hard-headed, rebellious child to sit his ass down. And now, you understand me, these guys, they grow up to be more feminine, and so still of fighting, you understand me, they don't have masculinity. They begin to shoot. So everybody want to kill now. When we grew up, you had to have some knucks. You know what I'm saying? You had to know how to throw them. So it wasn't no more fight. And then take into account that all of the black men in jail, you know, black folks ain't nothing but eligible black folks number 6% of the population, but yet we comprise 51% of the population. America is 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's incarceration. And where in any demographics where somebody is 6% eligible to go to prison, but they 51% of the prison. You know, that's a travesty, something wrong with that. But that's all got something to do with the black masculinity. Now, you say, why attack on the black man? Well, the attack on the black man is because the black man got the real weapon of mass destruction between his leg. That's his DICK. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if a black man amalgamate or copulate with any ethnicity, the baby gonna come out darker. You know what I'm saying? If you do that over a period of time, you're gonna create a dark nation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and demographers said that by the year 2050, you know what I'm saying? I mean, other ethnic group, white groups would be less in population. And America's a majority rule. So if America majority rule, that means that in another 50 years or 25 years, we'll be the rulers of this country. So they had to do something to stop our rule. So what they started, so once they got us all in prison, then brothers like Tyler Perry and Hollywood, they start showing black women with white men. You can't even turn on nowhere. But you know, I mean, look at the vice president, Kamala Harris. She have a white husband. You know, everybody got a white husband. Everybody got a white man. Black women used to didn't even date white men. Now they do. I ain't saying nothing wrong with white men, you know, because you know, at one time, you know, we deal with white women, so we ain't tripping on that. But what I'm saying, it all got something to do with the social engineer and the psychology of the destruction of the black man. You take his woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you put him in jail. You know what I'm saying? You let his kids grow up in a single parent home. His kids become more emotional. They don't have intelligence. So when they move and all the guns that was on the streets, you know what I'm saying? The mothers end up keeping the guns. The child grow up and the mother allowed the child to have a gun because the child got to protect itself because the mother's scared to death because everybody in Oakland killing now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so now you got a young man out here that's grown as hell, but you know what I'm saying? Can't even fight, can't even fist fight. Only thing I do is up that Roscoe and shoot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's because he was raised by a woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's a whole bunch of other variables that we ain't gonna get into that. When you add the homosexuality and all that stuff, then you really got the destruction of the black masculinity. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't have nothing against homosexuals. My little brother was a homosexual. He died of AIDS, but he was a homosexual. And you know, I don't got no problem with that. You know, I mean, you know, that was still my brother. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, people can get caught up into these lifestyles, and these lifestyles, if you're homosexual, you know what I'm saying? I mean, then you know what I'm saying? I mean, you more like you're not trying to be masculine. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to be more feminine. And ain't nothing wrong with that if that's your preference. But at the same time, I'm saying, you know, that has a lot to do with the destruction of the black masculinity. You know what I'm saying? The black woman getting all the good jobs. The black woman joining the white liberation movement. Black men getting mass incarcerated. Black men. Young black men being raised without a father. All that stuff adds up to what we see today. You know what I'm saying? Until we, start, figuring out how we can reconnect our families and we start, dealing with our sisters again, we can get our sisters to respect us again. You know what I'm saying? Our sisters going to keep on dating white men. They're going to keep on finding white men attractive because, this is the narrative. This is what they're being fed. And this is what we believe in. You know what I'm saying? I always tell, my kids, if you're going to marry a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Because she needs you more. You know what I'm saying? White men, you know what I'm saying? They don't need no black woman because half of them, you know what I'm saying? They never respect the black woman. You know what I'm saying? They say that a white man gonna treat you right. You know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily true because the minute a white man get mad at a black woman, it's been documented in many cases he called her a nigger. You know what I'm saying? And we all at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, when they get mad at us, even some of our friends, you know what I'm saying, or when they feel like we gaining momentum or we getting all the good jobs, the first thing they say is, reverse discrimination. You know what I'm saying? They being discriminated against because they used to have a significant portion of the money and of the jobs. So once they lose 5 or 10% of those jobs, the first thing they say is reverse discrimination. You know what I'm saying? That's when you start getting the Trumpers and all those people. You start seeing white supremacy. You start seeing all this crazy stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, you hit it on the nail. I hate taking puffs of weed when I gotta tap in. Gooch, it look like you laying down, nigga. Wake it up.
No, I'm not asleep at all. I took a pain pill while brother Ken was talking. I'm good though.
But my Gooch,
Yeah, I'm right here.
if I'm coughing, say something. God damn. The fuck? Continue the interview.
I'm so used to you coughing. Kim, what you were saying right on the point. We touched on that earlier, man, and sorry to hear about your brother. I never knew, a story about your young brother. But basically what you're saying is right. And do brothers mess with Snows? Yeah, we mess with Snows, but it's a whole different thing than when we do it and when they do it. I know it sounds misogynist, but those who know. It's a totally different situation. So when you have the Tyler Perrys creating this narrative, when you have the Lee Daniels creating this narrative, they're doing it for a reason. Are they a part of that same community, the rainbow community? Of course they are. And they know what they're doing. But we as black men have to do the right thing and do what we need to do as well. Matt Mean, how you doing, brother?
Salute, brothers. Salute, peace, kings. How y'all feeling?
Doing good, brother.
Hey, Yuck. You on mute.
Everything Gucci, my brother. Thanks for tapping in, man. We got the legendary Pimpin' Ken, my uncle in the building, man. This the homie Mac Main. He tapping in from NY, man. I know you got some questions for Pimpin' Ken. This is what we're gonna do, Pimp. Before you get up out of here, we're gonna let the people tap in. A couple people tap in and ask some questions.
No, I got all day, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the crib, so I ain't got nowhere to go. It's 3:00 in Atlanta.
Okay.
Hey, man, I got that same hat, Kent.
Hey, great minds think alike.
All right then. Let me ask you a serious question, brother. From being from the East Coast, right? One of the most astounding things that I ever seen, and I think me and Gooch was talking about this a couple of days ago on a live that we had, right? Mm-hmm. We was astounded going to the West Coast and seeing that, like dudes was calling women bees and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like on our side, it was like, if you called a chick a bee, you was fired. You know what I'm saying? So we had this certain type of intrigue about the play, the pimp game and stuff like that. And we had limited knowledge. Let's put it that way on the East Coast. I'm not saying it didn't exist, but it wasn't as much as big as it was on the West Coast and accepted like in Detroit and stuff like that. So when we start trying to, get into that shit and try to understand it, we thought like having a bunch of women was the whole thing, and that we looked at the look of it, right? But from the reality of it, right, when you was in a pit in the game, or I don't know what your situation is now, right? What's the number one like misconception of the pimp game?
Well, I think the misconception of the pimp game is that pimps don't fuck their bitches. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, I'm not a homosexual. I'm not for the fuck a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm for the fuck a bitch. I'm definitely ain't for the fuck a square. So I think that's, the biggest misconception. And they say, another biggest misconception that prostitutes is nasty. But prostitutes, they use protection. They a lot cleaner than a lot of these hoes around here. That's why these bras got a bunch of babies, you know what I'm saying? Because they're around here doing a bunch of free fucking, you know what I'm saying? So, in that respect, you know what I'm saying? I think that those are the misconceptions. Now, as far as the B word, I had as much as 16 women, you know what I mean? And I could be in the household and all my bras could be in the house and they be like, yeah, bitch, yeah, wife alone, yeah, bitch, we finna go get these tricks, bitch. And they be using the word bitch and so much that it becomes a pet name. So when we look at the word bitch in the game, it's a pet name. It ain't something like, if you call a woman a
Derogatory.
bitch at Walmart, she's gonna go crazy berserk. She's thinking you calling her a bad name, but that same woman that's tripping on you, she'll get on the phone and she'll call her friend a bitch. What's up with you, bitch? Hey, bitch, we're going to the club tonight. You know what I'm saying? But when a man said it become offensive, but they call each other bitches all day, every day. So you know what I'm saying? With the difference with the pimp and the square, you know what I'm saying? We gonna call her a bitch because that's what she called herself. And we ain't gonna have no problem with it because we're gonna say, hey, look here, bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's your pet name. So, that's one of the reasons why, we do it in the game and we ain't squares. That's why I tell people, man, don't nobody like a pimp but a hoe, don't nobody like a hoe but a pimp. It's a different world. A lot of people think, you know what I'm saying, that these is girls, especially the ones that choose the lifestyle, they think they some innocent chicks and they just out here, being forced into prostitution. That is not my history. That is not my life story. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, I got chose with my mouth closed. And I always told them to let their choice be Rolls Royce. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That's how I came up in the game. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never forced a broad to do anything. You know what I'm saying? I gave her instruction. The bigger the instruction, the bigger the production. So I understand, being that I deal with a lot of squares now, I understand where they're coming from. Because it was a time in my life where if you were square, you know what I'm saying, you had to keep 50 feet. I didn't deal with no squares at all. But now that I'm in the corporate world, I deal with squares. I understand their perspective. But in that gang, it's a culture, just like a gang culture. When you see somebody wearing a red rag and you see them throwing up all these gang signs, that's a part of their culture. I don't understand a gang banger. I don't understand gang banging at all. I'm not a gang banger. You understand me? I don't know, none of the signs. I know a few things because I'm from Chicago, born in Chicago. My cousins now, they GDs and vice lords. I got on both sides, on my mama's side, on my daddy's side, they gang banging, you know what I'm saying? But I don't understand it.
Can,
Never
can you
try.
can you teach it? Can you teach a motherfucker pimping? Can you teach, like, if you see that somebody got potential, can you actually teach that to them and be successful?
Well, let me tell you something, man. One guy, he asked me that, and I said, listen, man, I can teach you everything about the pimping. But what you gonna do when that bitch call you a bitch ass nigga? What you gonna do with that? What you gonna do with that bitch say I ain't gonna pay you no more? I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? How can I teach you how to pimp when in every situation it's between the pimp and the hoe? I don't know what you and that bitch got going. I don't know if you licking a pussy. I don't know if you throwing her up and breaking her before she hit the ground. I don't know what kind of relationship y'all got. So it's impossible for me to teach to you a person that I never met. But what I can teach you, I can teach you the lifestyle. I can teach you the protocols, how we interact with each other. But I can't tell you how to interact with that bra. Now I can tell you certain formalities. I say, man, hey man, get your money first. You know what I'm saying? First and last. If she think you're handsome, tell her to pay your ransom. I can tell you, man, make sure that she stay in pocket. I can tell you, you know what I'm saying, make sure that she get her money first if she go on the date. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you, make sure, you understand me, that you don't fall in love because in this pimping, ain't no love. Love is like fucking shit. So fuck that shit, a 4-letter word. So you know what I'm saying? That's what I could teach you, those things. But when you actually get to the part of breaking somebody, or you get one of them bras that got that mucky grip between her leg, and you understand me, she send you in the spirit of ecstasy, and you flip out, and you trip out, and you get caught up, and you let your little head beat your big head, and you become tender under the zipper. I can't help you. I'm not tender under the zipper. I'm not gonna let my big head beat my little head. I'm just like a fireman. Just like he trained to put out fires, I'm trained to send them. You know what I'm saying? And never bend them. You know what I'm saying? So it's always gonna be about the cash and not the flash with me. You know what I'm saying? And people say, well, you know what I'm saying? You know, what's most important? Your pimping or the money? Well, at that time when I was pimping, my pimping was more important. See, a pimp got a different perspective on life. See, me, you know what I'm saying? If I light a cigarette, I want a broad to fumble 3 times to light my cigarette because it's all about control. You know what I'm saying? My stomach growling, she need to be getting up and fixing me something to eat. When I get out the bed, she need to have my slippers down there. And every time I talk to her, it's always some instruction. Hey, go give me some cigarettes. Hey, go feed me. Go get my food. Hey, come here. You know what I'm saying? Scratch my back. Every word that come out of my mouth is instruction. That's a pimp. Pimp give instructions. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when a square get with a broad that's under instructions, and he not giving her instructions, she gonna think that he ain't got no pimping. And then you know what I'm saying? If she being faithful and loyal to him, and she lighting that cigarette, and she feeding him every time his stomach growl, and she putting the slippers on, and you know what I'm saying? She going out there getting that money, he gonna fall in love. And he gonna mistake the horn for love, and now he's a sucker. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that I can't teach you. So that's why even in my book, The 48 Laws of Game, I don't even teach the pimping. I teach the principles of life. You know what I'm saying? Life experiences that I had. I said that the reason why I always got my money up first, because I looked at myself like a Mona Lisa or Picasso. You know what I'm saying? A Picasso is a painting. It's very rare, so it's valuable. So I looked at my penis as something valuable. So if you know what I'm saying, if you want to get on my Peter, you got to treat my Peter like a meter. You know what I'm saying? The longer you stay, the longer you go have to pay. That's how I felt. Can't nobody blame me for putting a price on my penis, thinking that my penis is priceless. It's like a expensive a painting. So I say it's valuable. That's why I say it's purse first, ass last. You go to McDonald's, you order 2 all beef patty, a special sauce, lettuce, pickles on the Sesame one, which is a Big Mac. You got to pay for the Big Mac at window 1, but you don't get the Big Mac until window 2. Nobody give up nothing until they get paid first. Nobody of sound consciousness. So no,
Hey, man,
I can't teach a nigga how to pimp. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be in you, not on you.
you gotta be born in, not sworn in. Hey, I
Yeah.
got one last question, Yuck, and thank you for letting me talk to legendary pimping. One last question. You ever fell in love with one
Man,
of them?
I've never had no bitch that I fell in love with. And I don't mean, ladies, if ladies listen, it's not offensive. And the reason why I don't fall in love, how can I fall in love with somebody that's fucking and sucking all day?
Hmm.
You know, you go suck a trick dick and come in and tell me, hey, baby, I love you. No, you don't. If you love me, tell me. I'm not gonna hold for under no circumstances, nigga. I love you. You my baby. I don't want to hold. I just want to be with you. Then I can say, God damn, she really loved me. You know what I mean? And then maybe I can fall in love with you. But if you going out there and you being with a different man every day, all day, and you trying to convince me that you love me, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? So if we're gonna play this game, I'm gonna play to win. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna let my feelings get caught up. I ain't gonna under no circumstances I'm gonna have to. I went to the doctor, had a triple bypass. I said, move all the motherfucking sympathy out of my heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna have sympathy for shit. And you know what I mean? And that's not personal. That's just when I was in the game. You know what I'm saying? Now I feel a little different. You know what I'm saying? You know, I love my kids, I love my mama, I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? I love you, I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? I love all my members. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm no longer in that jungle. But when I was in that jungle, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no love in the pimping. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no love in the game. You know what I'm saying? I had to be hardcore. You know what I'm saying? I had to be, you know, where, you know, I don't let myself get caught up. Because the minute I fought, every time I even tried to fall in love, I thought I was catching feelings. Guess what? She was choosing a nigga like Yuck Bow.
Yuck Mouth give me a phone call.
A rapper.
I'm gonna serve you the news and blow your fuse and put this bitch up under some new rules. He said, man, you can break the plate because the bitch don't live there no more. So I done fell in love with this broad, and now this broad went and chose up on Yuck Mouth. So how do I win?
That was
Example. That's an example, right?
Yeah, that was the
That's
example.
hypothetical.
Meaning that she chose up on the rap nigga. Now that didn't happen with me. I end up on the real management type of hype, but it landed. Rap niggas get it. You'll be there one time when it's going bad, and then alley-oop you and start cashing you out. I became pure management. Damn near lost my wife because of this shit, but it happened. You know what I mean? And I'm not no square, but it happens. You know what I mean? The rap niggas, yeah, they throw the athletes, they throw a bag at them. Like all this OnlyFans shit going down. A lot of ex-athletes, ex-rappers, all these niggas is the ones that, you know what I mean? Allegedly. You know what
Allegedly. Wait. Fair use. Hey, kid.
So it ain't really on no IZZUM. It's really like the celebrity motherfuckers that's getting the money. Allegedly, man. That's what I'm seeing right now with the new era.
No, but the point that I was trying to make, it ain't got to be Yuck Mouth. I was using you as a hypothetical example. It could be anybody. It could be Mac Man. It could be anybody. So, you know, my thing is, though, that's what kept me up. That's what kept me up at night. That's what made me go to sleep in the morning because, you know what I'm saying? I realized that all the bras that was in the game belonged to the community. So I never fell in love. You know what I'm saying? I never lost. And, you know, I had a baby by a couple of my bras. And, you know, somebody said, well, you don't even love them? No, because, man, when them bras was ready to go, man, they didn't think about them babies. They didn't think about them mink coats, their diamonds. They just got up out of there. They was, you know, out the dope. You know what I'm saying? Me and, you know, I ain't nothing I could do. I couldn't call them. I couldn't talk to them. I said, hey, can we talk this out? So you develop like a man that's an assassin, or, you know, somebody that's a Green Beret or something in the army, and he got to go, you know, and take out the enemy. You know what I'm saying? And you expect him to feel some type of way when he killing all these people, but he don't have no feelings because that's his job. So it was like my job. It was like I was in the army. You know what I'm saying? I signed up for it, and I had to go by the rules. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Have I ever had any bras that made me cringe, that was so beautiful, that mama should have had triplets, they were so fine, they look like they need to be in Look magazine? Yeah, I didn't have the Asians with the persuasion, the Caucasian, you know what I'm saying, the Malaysian, I had them all. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, man, I always had to snap back. Because if I didn't, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to get stuck like Chuck. You know what I'm saying? And every time one of my partners, I had a partner named Rob Robinson, he did the same thing. He had a broad named Red. You know what I'm saying? He let all his hoes get out of his household. And he had that one hoe. He thought that hoe was down with him. Man, that hoe left him like a bad habit. You know what I'm saying? And Rob about 70 years old now. And every time I talk to him, he still talk about that same shit. You know, he talk about that same broad. This was over 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Because it broke his heart because he thought, you know what I'm saying, that this broad was really down for it. Man, a broad will give you $100 million, man, and leave you in the morning, man. I'm telling you, especially them white chicks, man. The white bras, a lot of they always say mighty whitey, Caucasian with persuasion, the funky hunky. You know what I'm saying? White bitches, brighter days, black bitches, darker days. But sometimes them white bitches could have darker days than the black bitches. You know what I'm saying? I had white bitches, you know, make promise to me and give me thousands and thousands of dollars and leave me like a bad habit. You know, they say, I got to, my mother's sick. I got to go see about my mother. You said, go ahead. Like you said, we use the word bitch. Go ahead, bitch, go see about your mother. She go see about her mother. You call her, the phone number didn't change. You're trying to find her. You go to the little town, you can't find her. You know what I'm saying? You see her a year later, she with motherfucking a pimp JoJo, a pimp Rah-Rah, a pimp Dada. You know what I'm saying? She done chose up on another nigga. You know what I'm saying? And you like, man, I can't believe this brother got out on me after all the money she done gave me. She's so far in the rear, I'm calling the bitch back blinker. I'm calling her tail light. That's how far she in the rear. But she's still, you know what I'm saying, getting out on the pimp. You know what I mean? Because, you know, this game, you know, don't have no love for nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a cold game, man. You know, I know this is a long ways for the hip-hop fraternity. Some of my members watching, they probably say, yeah, we know King know that much about the pimping, man. But, you know, they should know. You know what I'm saying? It's a form of lifestyle. Malcolm X was a form of pimp. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, everybody make changes.
Hey, can I ask you this? we like, you know, regular people that wasn't in the pimp game. Not to say that you ain't a regular person, but like on the East Coast, we was more used to like seeing motherfuckers that was selling drugs and stuff like that as opposed to seeing pimps. So a lot of shit that we grew to think of the pimp game came from movies and shit like that.
Well, man, I beg you differ, man. Some of the biggest pimps in the country that I know is from New York. I don't know what part of New York you was from, but 11th Avenue was jumping like a terrathon. You know what I'm saying? We used to, man, it used to be bitches butt naked all up and down the track. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, New York was that's where all the pimps went to. That's where all of them went. You know, shit, those
Or
niggas.
you had like certain spots, like you said, 11th,
Hey,
Hunts
that's
Point.
where they still go, allegedly.
Now, what I'm saying is that yeah, the pimp game is real big in New York. Let me rephrase, but in the hood, like when I went to L.A., like when I went to the Bay, like regular dudes on the block was talking some pimp shit. Like it was like accepted. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? And
you know why, right?
nah,
Okay, I'm tell you. Okay, Milwaukee, right? That's where I'm from, Chicago. But when we lived in Milwaukee, we had a street called Martin Luther King Drive, and went all the way to Wisconsin Avenue, all the way up to 27th in Wisconsin. They call it the L. Niggas from New York, Cali, all over used to come to Milwaukee and pimp. That's why they call Milwaukee a pimp town. So the town is so small that everybody, mama, sister, cousin, auntie, had some affiliation with the gang. Somebody got turned out if they was in Milwaukee. So those dudes end up living in the town. Those dudes end up passing their game through folklore, you know, through conversation. Everybody ain't gonna be a pimp. Some niggas gonna be a gangster, but they knew a pimp. So niggas go to jail. They go to the county jail. They go to the penitentiary, and then they read the Down and Goons book, and they meet the niggas, you know, that got on drugs that couldn't pimp no more, to start robbing and doing stuff, and they kicking the pimp game. So the game is in a small circle. So when the game is a small circle, it bumps around. You know, just like certain games in Milwaukee, like the con game, the pimp game. Everybody know that shit. So Oakland the same way. International Boulevard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you go over there, Frisco, on Gay Street, all that shit, man. You talking about all this little area? It's a small circle, Vallejo. All these niggas is hearing the same conversation. That's why it's like that. But in New York, y'all got Queens, the Bronx, Staten Island. You know what I'm saying? Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Me, Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Me, Buffalo, upstate. Y'all got so many different barrels and so much shit going on that y'all don't have to be housed in one place. Whereas we in one little circle, so the gang just, we keep bumping into each other. So even though you might be a drug dealer, you still got the pimp gang, because your niggas, all of them, that's all they do is chop gang. And that's when you say you see the little nigga on the corner, you know what I'm saying, speaking pimping, because Oakland used to be a pimp town. That's where they shot the movie The Mac, you know, the Ward brothers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a lot of pimping coming out of there, and being that it's a small area, that little Oakland area, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you got a lot of people that's more into the pimping. But if you go to LA, you know what I'm saying? I mean, niggas is gang banging, niggas is cripping and blood. You know what I'm saying? They screaming, you know, nutty block, rolling 60s. You know what I'm saying? Niggas talking about Peru. They got a different conversation because of the geographical area that you're in. Like in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? All them niggas ain't pimps, but it's a pimp town. But Madison was the area of Chicago on the west side where all the pimps live. All the gangsters lived on the south side. So you got niggas that might be from the south side that don't got a clue on pimping. But every little nigga, even the little nigga that shines shoes, he can kick some pimping to you because he might have was shining a pimp shoes. About 2 or 3 pimps were sitting there and they was chopping it up. You know, just like if you look in the movie The Mac, you see the Ward brothers, they getting their shoes shined. They talking about some pimping. You know what I'm saying? The dudes that shine the shoes, he getting game by default. You know, so that's why, you know, you know that culture is different. You know, like, you know, where I'm from, we ain't got no motherfucking Pablo Escobar. We ain't got no motherfucking Mexicans. We ain't got no Cubans, no Colombians. All we got is some gangster shit and some pimping. Either you're a pimp or you're a gangster, or you understand me, you might get lucky every now and then and find you a plug in Mexico or motherfucking Texas, you know what I'm saying, they're willing to bring you a motherfucking key or two. But you know what I'm saying? That's all we knew. So when they say Pimpin' Ken was the international pimp of the year, he was the local pimp of the year, he was the national pimp of the year, that Pimpin' Ken, you know, was one of the biggest pimps of all time, I ain't had no other choice. I was stuck in an environment where it was pimp. You know what I'm saying? And when I went across country and I started seeing other niggas that was in the game. It was just that I had been around and exposed to so much game. It's like Oakland niggas and Memphis niggas. You talk to them niggas, they got their own swag. They smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like Yuck Mouth. Every time you see him, he popping his collar. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's some Oakland shit. Memphis niggas, you know what I'm saying? They got their own flavor. Milwaukee, they got their own flavor. All of them are pimp towns because they very small communities and the game is concentrated in a certain area. You get that? Make sense?
I get it. I get it completely. But so it was just more why. Yeah, because when I met Yuck and them, I mean, matter of fact, when I first met Cuz and we was in a bar with Too Short, you know what I'm saying? And Too Short was having a show like, and I heard him. He was like, "Yo, the girl, like, basically a chick she liked me." You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, "What's up with Shorty?" And he was like, say something to the effect that the bitch ain't looking at me, she looking at you, and she started laughing. I said, in New York, that bitch would have went and got her brothers after you. You know what I'm saying? But up there in the Bay, it was just regular protocol. It was like nothing. I lost my mind seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't grow up seeing that. We grew up calling women queens and shit like that. And even though we knew the pimps existed, like you said, they was out there on the 11th. They was out on Hunts Point, Jerome Ave. It was like a hidden thing. It was like we knew it was there, but they hid it a little bit more in New York. And like you said, it was more widespread too. So it was concentrated to certain areas. If you was from a certain area, it was natural for you to see that. But if you was like from the common areas, we didn't see it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you know that's very true, because a lot of pimp niggas wouldn't survive in the projects, in Marcy projects, because you know what I'm saying. It requires a pimp to be very flashy, a lot of jewelry, nice cars. So a lot of niggas that was pimping in New York, they'd come down to DC, they'd come to Milwaukee, they'd go to Oakland, they'd be in Vegas. You know what I'm saying, where they can flourish and shine. You know what I'm saying? Me, you know, nigga ride around with a brand new Benz in New York. You know what I'm saying? Me, nigga might put him in the trunk, cut his finger off, like they did like they did
Yeah.
Rich Porter, some motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we don't, like me. When I was in New York, I hung around nothing but around the tavern of the Green, around the pimps. I didn't hang out in Harlem. I didn't go to Bronx. I didn't go to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go where the gang bangers were or where the drug dealers were. So, you know, it's almost like a secret society. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? It was there. It existed. You know, you just wasn't a part of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of niggas in New York, you know, they was getting real money. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Mary Giuliani, before
Mm-hmm.
he closed the city down and in the pimping, niggas was getting money like, you know, hand over fist. You know, it was a lot of money in New York. And everybody, because they used to let the bras just straight up be butt naked and date
Right on
right
the
on the
news.
track. You know, you
Right.
at 11th Avenue, a bra can, you know, she could sell pussy right there on the track. You can
Yeah, I
ride.
seen them walk ass naked on 11th Avenue. Ass
Yeah,
naked.
yeah. So you know, that's where y'all the pimps was. Now, you know, but they couldn't hang out in Brooklyn and Queens because them niggas is gang bangers and robbers and killers and drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? Pimps don't hang around that. Pimp is a non-contact sport. You know, we don't get into all that physicality. We ain't with all that drama. You know what I'm saying? We just want to be around some smooth shit. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, you know, no matter what city we go, we'll tell each other, hey man, don't go down there, man. That's where all them gang bangers at. Man, don't go down there, man. That's where them suckers at. Hey man, you know, and that's how we communicated. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was just a culture, a secret society. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nowadays you got niggas that's Crips, Bloods, GD, Vice Lords. They pimps too. So they gang banging / pimps. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so it's a different culture. But back then, we was a secret society. You know what I'm saying? We didn't hang out with everybody. We didn't just, you know, you could just walk up on a pimp and talk shit. You know what I'm saying? He'll back up off you like the OJ and spin up off you like the Barcades. Because he don't want to be around no sucker shit because we had a good life. You know what I'm saying? It was a secret society. We was making a whole lot of money and we weren't doing shit. You know, we had the ING. ING meaning I'm not going, send the bitch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so that was a heaven-like lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You sit at home picking your toes and spending bras money at the shopping store, telling them slide under the door and go get you some more. That's a beautiful life. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know, we kept it to ourselves. But, you know, nowadays, you know, bras don't even fuck with pimps no more. It goes back to what Yup Mouth and the brothers talking about masculinity. A lot of these bras, man, they got OnlyFans, they got Eros, they got Backpage or whatever the shit they call it now. and they horn on their own. They don't need no pimp because the pimp was only necessary on the track because you couldn't be on the track if you didn't have no pimp. And if you was on the track without a pimp, they call you a renegade, and the hoes will rob you, and the pimps will put you on the pimp arrest. You know what I'm saying? So that game don't exist no more because the broad could be in the Holiday Inn. You come and find at the Holiday Inn, she can move to the Motel 6. You can move in the Motel 6 to the Marriott. You know what I'm saying? All she needs is a cell phone and an internet connection, and she can hold like 90 going north.
Well, first time I ever I heard about you when I first came home. Yuck, you tell me shut up when you're ready. I'm just interested in this shit.
No. This is the questions that need to be asked. You know what I mean? Because we did the full interview. Now we're gonna ask the the intricate questions. I want to ask about American Pimp, but go ahead. You
So when I came home, I had a 20-year bid, right, for doing that gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? I got locked up when I was 16. I came home when I was 28, right? When I first came home, there was two things in my mother's house, DVDs. I never seen a DVD player before, actually. I never even seen a cell phone because it wasn't invented. I mean, them big mobile phones was probably out, but cell phones wasn't invented yet. So there was two things that I got from that DVD from her DVDs. She had a Tyler Perry DVD when he was just doing plays, and then she had some shit called Cross Country Pimpin'. And that's the first thing I ever seen. And for me, that was like the realest I ever seen, or what I thought to be real. From your opinion, like anything, like from the Mac to anything current, right? What was the closest depiction to real pimping in terms of movie that you seen?
Oh, talking about the DVD on TV?
Yeah.
Pimps Up, Hoes Down. An American Pimp.
American Pimp. That's what I was gonna ask about American Pimp, man. Like, how did they contact everybody? How was you contact? Like, how did that whole series go down?
Well, they contact me through Bishop, and I think Gorgeous Dre, you know what I'm saying, me connected them with Fillmore Slim and all them players. You know what I'm saying? Because at first the Hughes brothers, when they came, you know, they were just there filming and shit, you know, but didn't nobody trust them niggas. Everybody thought them niggas, you know, was on some other shit. We know they did Minister Society, but, you know, we thought they, you know, motherfuckers trying to, you know, get the game. So, you know what I'm saying? Me, you know, I
so the Hughes brothers did American Pimp?
Yeah.
Oh,
crazy.
Shit. Okay.
Crazy.
That's why everybody was cool with it. Cause I'm like, if some white like MTV type niggas came too, the IZZUM wouldn't have been there. So the Hughes brothers, hey, that's game. You heard it first.
Yeah, it was a big production, man. You know, so it's a big time shit. HBO was
HBO. It was on HBO, right?
Nah, it was all over. It was in the theaters and all kind of shit. It was a big production. It was by Lionsgate Films. You know, the Hughes brothers, it was, you know, they the biggest. And then Brent Owens came with HBO, and under that shit, we did that with Brent Owens. So they paid me to hook up all that shit. So all them parties in HBO Milwaukee, those are all my parties. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I was like the top nigga in the game. So niggas listen to me and niggas respected me, you know. So when I told niggas to come, you know, Frank the Bank from Oakland, all them niggas, you know, they came down, you know, to fuck with me. You know, Kenny Red, all them niggas, they used to come fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I was official nigga. You know, I was a real street nigga. And I've been to all these states and all these cities with these niggas. So when Pimps Up, Hoes Down came, and I invited all them niggas to come to Milwaukee to my players ball, they all came. And that's how a lot of niggas got on camera. And then over in Chicago, Bishop Don Juan, he did the Chicago section of it. So the party in Chicago, that was Bishop now. The other section, so it was between Milwaukee and Chicago. But, you know, they ended up liking me and paying me the most money, and the movie ended with me at the Stratosphere in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? And I had a lot of major roles in the movie, but I negotiated that in my contract. And, you know, I told them that I wanted to film my movie at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of those people, Big Lex, Pimp Snooki, you know, all them niggas, you know what I'm saying? We brought them niggas over from Milwaukee. And then the other niggas, Bishop brought them niggas, JoJo and Bird and what's homie name? White Folks. know what I'm saying? Me, King James, that was Bishop section, but we were some young niggas. That's why we had the biggest jewelry. That's why you see me in that motherfucker with the Rolexes, the 2-3-tone gators and the Versace suit with the gold buttons. We was getting real money.
Hey, was that white folks? Was that white folks, the real white folks, like from the book?
No, that was white folks, a nigga that, was from Chicago. He just called himself white folks. He had a couple hoes. He was doing a little pimping, you know what I'm saying? So, HBO thought that it'd be good to have him in there because, nobody never seen a white pimp. Nobody never really seen pimping up close like that in the first place. But I'm going to tell you the funny thing about pimps up, hoes down. I thought I was running game. I thought I was beating them folks up. Man, if I'd have knew that shit was gonna be seen by 1 billion people, man, I'd have charged them people $100 million, man. Them folks made so much money off that shit. But we were young. I was about 30 years old. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was winning, you know what I'm saying? I was at the top of my game. You know what I'm saying? Had property, businesses, and I just thought I was doing something slick. But them folks, they really got over on us, man. Them folks made a lot of money off that shit, man.
Yeah, bad.
That was the case where the pimps got pimped, for real.
Shit, but the opportunities, I'm sure like a bunch of opportunities spawned from there. Like you think what did you do? Because I think I seen a couple things. Did you get into like production and start doing your own thing?
Well, it worked out for me because I'm a serial entrepreneur. So you know what I'm saying? What I did is I filmed my movie Pimpology. And so I made millions off of that. Then I went and I became an intro outro man, and I got on millions of records. I made millions off of that. You know what I'm saying? I eventually, got into what I'm into now, the hip hop fraternity. So I use my name as a tool, you know what I'm saying, to expand my career. So a lot of times when you see Pimpin' Ken and you go on the YouTubes and you watch the PIMP video, you see 800 million views, and you hear me say Pimpin' Ken say don't down and crown them. I could have said Coca-Cola said don't down and crown. I could have said Pepsi said don't down and crown. So I branded my name, and that got me a lot of players balls. I got a lot of interviews. People pay me to be on podcasts. Like most average person, I charge them $5,000 for a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Most of them big podcasts you see on, they pay me to be on there. I get paid to do players ball. So I benefited from being Pimpin' Ken. You know what I'm saying?
Who runs the player ball? Who runs it?
What you say?
Who runs it? The players ball.
Don't nobody run it. Yuck Mouth can throw a player's ball. You can throw a player's ball. If you're a player and you know a lot of players, you get them to show up and show out. And y'all know how to pick the player. Usually the player that wins is the one that's got the most, successes for that year. If you buy the brand new Benz, you knock the nigga for 3 white holes. You know what I'm saying? You got some customized jewelry. Your name ringing in the streets. Then you gonna make player of the year. But if you just out there faking and fronting, you holding hands and kicking cans and cotton candy pimping, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna never make the pimp of the year, but you just gotta be mashing for your ration with no passion, you know what I'm saying? And gotta really, you know what I'm saying, be in it, you know what I'm saying? You got to, get out that mustard, get in that ketchup. Your game gotta be thick as Heinz. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how the game go. That's who win the pimp of the year. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays niggas buying trophies and niggas ain't really pimp, you know what I'm saying? They ain't
I was
really
about to say, what about these niggas buying trophies and then with the whole LGBT shit? Have a stud ever won Pimp of the Year? Because studs be having all the bitches at the strip clubs, for real, for real.
Well, I don't know because I've been out the game for some years now. So a lot of the things
that shit probably could happen in Atlanta.
Yeah, it could, but a lot of things.
Oh, you gotta have Atlanta after you, bro.
That shit could happen in LA. Shit, LA is lit. That shit could happen in LA. Real talk.
But I've been out the game so long, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this shit I don't even understand no more. And when I talk, a lot of people listen because I remind them of what it used to be. And I give a nigga a clear conception of how the game sound and how the game is. And they don't get that too often. You know what I'm saying? So every now and then, like I was on No Jumper with Sharp. You know what I'm saying? and he gave me a little champagne. I got a little loose and I kicked some game. You know what I'm saying? So every now and then, you know, if I really talk the way I talked back in the day, if a nigga's a player, he gonna really feel it. He gonna be like, man, I know that's the IZZUM. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that's what I was about. You know, and I did that, man, for years, man. I was a superstar. I was a master of the game. You know, and I didn't do nothing but that, man. You know, I woke up and went to sleep to it. You know,
I want to ask you a question. How did you link up with 50 Cent, bro? Because that was phenomenal. That PIMP that was legendary, bro.
I'm in Atlanta, and somebody played a song for me called "Problem Child," which was by 50 Cent. It was a mixtape. It said, "If you a pimp like Ken, why the hoes don't treat you?" So the nigga told me, he said, "Man, you know that nigga 50 Cent rapping about you. That's the hottest nigga in the country." So I said, "Yeah." I said, "So you think that nigga know me?" He said, "Yeah, he know you. He know you can. That nigga rapping about you. He might not know who you was, but he read about you in the Feds magazine. The Feds magazine was a hood magazine that they had in New York. So I got this nigga named Dave from Cut Above Limo. I used to pay him to let me know when niggas was in town, you know, and when the celebrities, they'd rent a car. So 50 Cent had rented a limo from him. He was staying at the Marriott in the DoubleTree in Buckhead. So I knew Dave told me the nigga be there. So I purposely go to the DoubleTree, and I'm standing at the DoubleTree. So when 50 walk in the door, I like, 50, what's up, Pimpin? He said, Pimpin Ken. And that day, man, we became friends. I went upstairs and I had my camera crew with me. He did a free interview for me. And he told Shy Money to get my number. So Shy Money got my number. And they called me the next day, said, man, 50 Cent wants you to go on tour with him. So we went on tour. Master P did like 10 shows. So I went on like 5 shows. First show we did was in Jackson, Mississippi. So I just grabbed the mic and got on the mic and said, yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Pimpin Ken. Hey, man, I got a cold motherfucker in town with me, man. Hey, Jackson, Mississippi, y'all ready for my man 50 Cent? And 50 Cent got a kick out of it. He just started laughing. He said, man, you a cold nigga, man. You know, I was just, you know, playing the game. And next thing I know, I couldn't do the tour no more. So I got off the tour because they wasn't paying me. I was just fucking with them niggas. You know, and Shy Money was just trying to, you know, have me with them because they thought it was a good look for 50 because he was just coming out. And then so I get a call and 50 now said, yeah, man, we want you to do the PIMP video. They said, how much? You know, and they gave me a serious bag. And then when I got there, they asked me to get in contact with a lot of the other players, Bishop and all that. So we let all the other players got there because we wanted to do the Legion of Doom. So we got out there. Once we got out there, you know, me and 50 already had a relationship. So 50 called me and I was in 50 Cent VIP and Bishop was in Snoop trailer. They had Snoop a trailer. It was at a mansion, but in the back of the mansion was a trailer. So Snoop had his trailer and Bishop. So I hogged out with 50 Cent, you know, that whole night. And I told him, I said, 50. I said, man, I want to say my name in this motherfucking video. He said, what you gonna say? I said, well, they got the Legion of Doom and they down you. I'm gonna say, don't down you, crown you. Pimpin Ken said, don't down you, crown. That became a legendary statement. And that's how I got in there, Yuck Mouth. And ever since then, me and 50, we did so much shit. You know what I'm saying? He had me on his show. You know, I seen him about 2 years ago. You know, we was kicking it. You know, so he a good dude. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he always treated me like royalty, man. You know, he always respected the game because you know he come from Queens, and you know them niggas in Queens, you know, they move a little different down there. But you know, that's how me and 50 got cool, and we've been cool ever since. They've been like almost 20 years ago. That's crazy. PIMP is almost 20 years old, ain't it? Yeah.
You on mute. You on mute, yup.
I'm on mute.
Nah. Yup is on mute.
2005. Yeah. That's damn near 20.
No, I think it was we did that probably. Yeah. We did about 2004, 5.
2004, I think. 2004. So yeah, like shit. 17 years, shit. Yeah.
That's 18 years.
Yeah, 18 years, damn near
No,
done.
19. It's 2003. Yep. It's 2023.
Okay, 6 plus 3, yeah, 19. That's 19, brother. That's
Time
19.
fly, man.
Hey, and it's still legend, still legendary, bro. Still legendary. I got a couple more people that want to ask you some questions before
Hey,
you.
I'm about to step. Let me. I'm about to step down. Yuck. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for letting me pull up. You know what I'm saying, Ken? You know what I mean? This is a blessing. You know what I mean? I just shared the video. You know what I mean? I'm gonna push the message forward. You know what I'm saying? Great bill. Gooch has had the ladies crying on my channel the other day. Yup.
Like,
Like
Gooch
we.
is a fucking comedian, bro. If you don't know now, you
No, I'm
know.
talking about literally crying from hearing this story. Like
Oh shit.
they was laughing too because he said, "What's the difference between a mosquito and a bitch?"
No, you don't. You gotta say it right.
Right.
What's 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 the difference between a white bitch and a mosquito?
What is it?
A
I'm out of
mosquito
here as soon as he say the answer.
a mosquito stops sucking after you slap it.
I'm done. Nigga Gooch, what's up with you? You good, nigga? You done tapped out. You straight?
Oh no, nigga, just a little pain. That's all. I'm right here. Hold on, let me show you. Hold on.
Okay, let's add Reese. Reese been over here chilling, man. Reese, do you want to say something to Pimp Can before we get up out of here? Reese. All right, she probably went to where. Yeah, there she go. Okay, Reese, what's
Oh
up?
yeah. Hey, what's up? I just wanted to say thank you for the game that you've given us this evening. We kind of touched base on a lot of different things. I appreciate what you were saying about what's happening right now as far as where the breakdown happened with our women and our men and how we get back there. I have to say I appreciate the whole conversation, and I'm very proud that for the hip hop fraternity. I'm glad to see that's coming out. I'm glad to see that that is now a thing where we are deciding like to take care of each other. We're building platforms where we can speak freely. Thank you for that. Thank you for lacing us with the game on, how it's being franchised out, how it's being put into different cities and put into effect the way that it needs to be. Thank you for that. Because that's big. That's huge for us to know that we are starting to collectivize and respect ourselves in a way that, can be uh, capitalized on by us. That's big, that's major. So, really, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on here. Um, my ears was just, filled. I'm like taking notes down, like, because everything that you're saying is valid and usable. Everything that you're touching on is applicable. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, and I appreciate you, sister.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You need to
Um,
sign up to the hip hop fraternity ASAP.
for sure. For sure. Is it the hip hop fraternity or
Yes,
is it just hiphopfraternity.com?
it's thehiphopfraternity.com. When you get there, just push sign up. It's just gonna ask you for your email and your information. You put a profile, and you can communicate. You can communicate with all the celebrities on there. You can upload your posters, your pictures, your videos, anything you got, or you can
Your
just go there.
businesses,
Your
everything.
businesses, your daily blogs, your business card, anything that's in your that you can upload through your file PDF, go up on the site. So if you got a
Perfect.
picture, it's in PDF, you can upload it. If you got a video and you want to upload it, you can upload it. And sometimes the best place to upload is YouTube, because YouTube server is easier to upload. I think it's more YouTube friendly. So you put your
Right.
videos on YouTube, and then you can get the views from the hip hop fraternity as well as the views from the YouTube. You can monetize it on YouTube.
Perfect.
You can have it viewed on the hiphopfraternity.com. And we got women, a lot of our sisters is a part of the hip hop fraternity, so you won't be a lone soldier. We got a lot of women in the organization.
We got if you go look at our board, you know, we got at least 50% on our board is women, you know, so we all inclusive.
Perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect, perfect, perfect. Because and what I also want to say is what I appreciate is the inclusiveness, the knowledge that, you know, everybody has a part to play, and let men play their part and let women play their part. We're different for a reason. We're different because we all have our own piece to fill. So thank you for a space that allows us to, you know, fill the space, fill the place that we are supposed to be in. Our femininity is divine, just like your masculinity is divine. Period. I
Absolutely.
appreciate the fact that you know that you're divine. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right,
Most
good
definitely.
shit, Reese. Thanks for tapping in.
Peace.
We're gonna
Thanks
get
so
some more
much for
people
letting
up
me
in here.
tap in tonight.
For
Peace. Good
sure,
night.
for sure.
Good
Thanks.
night.
Yeah, she's part of the nation, man. She's definitely part of the nation, man. We're gonna let I know CJ been waiting hella long, man. CJ been here for the longest, man. Let's get CJ in here, then we're gonna go down the line. CJ, what's up with you, Playboy?
Good, my good brother. I
Man,
appreciate everything that y'all
you got
doing.
something to say to the godfather of the IZZUM, man. You feel me?
Yes, sir. First and foremost, thank you, Yuck, for bringing the Godfather on here tonight. You know what I'm saying? For the simple fact that, you know, we really needed to hear what the brother had to say. Not only that, but we really need something like the hip hop fraternity to try to uplift us. You know what I'm saying? To try to get us out there and make things happen for people that just don't have a way to do it. So I really, really appreciate everything that you're doing. I appreciate everything that you. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. It was some kickback, but I really appreciate everything that y'all doing. Shout out to Gooch. Shout out to brother Pimpin Ken. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate y'all for even putting this together. You know what I mean? To help us out. You know what I mean? I'm an independent artist myself. You know what I mean? And it's very hard right now. So much competition and so much blockage in the YouTube game and Spotify and all of these different platforms. But we really did need something like this. You know what I mean? We really did.
Yeah,
And
well, you know, brother, all you gotta do is go to thehiphopfraternity.com and become a member. Anytime you're in Atlanta, we got studios, we got producers, you know, DJ Drummer down with us, Moby Dick from No Limit, they down with us, man. You know, Short, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's getting down with this movement, man, because they understand that it's well overdue. It's time for us to get the movement and put it in our hand and be the leaders, you know what I'm saying, me, and be the ones that curate our own future, you know what I'm saying, me, produce our own content, you know, and stop letting people tell us what to do and start telling people what we want done, you know what I mean, because you are an artist and you the one who goes in the booth. When you come out that booth, you're an entrepreneur. Who knows if that's the next Drake hit? Who knows if that's the next Lil Wayne hit? You know what I'm saying? Who knows if you're the next superstar? So, you know what I'm saying? You got to look at yourself. You got to see it before you be it. Once you believe and conceive, you can achieve. Never believe your doubts and never doubt your beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Me and man, what you go through, you grow through. If you can change your mentality, you can change your reality. And guess what? If you can change your attitude, you can change your aptitude. So it's all about thinking. As a man thinks, so is he. So you understand me? The thought was the cause of it all. So once you begin to think right and you begin to live right, act right, you begin to move right. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the hip hop fraternity gonna do for you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give you motivation, inspiration. We're gonna teach you how to drop them excuses and pick up a purpose. And that's what life is all about, having a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Purpose just means knowing where you're going. You know what I'm saying? If I throw you in the middle of the Sahara Desert and I told you to find your way, you're gonna be lost. But if I give you a GPS, you're gonna navigate your way up out that desert. And that's what life is all about. Having a plan. A man who planned to fail must be planning. A man who failed to plan must be planning to fail. You know, you must work your plan and plan your work. And that's what it's all about. And we got to work harder than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Me, and that's what we as African Americans we have to do. We from behind. We 250 years behind. So we got to work twice as hard. Thank God for the internet that we can catch up. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of us is being so successful, because we ain't got to go to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Cambridge, or a number of prestigious universities, University of Columbia University, or University of Illinois. we can get it straight from the internet, and we smart enough and intelligent enough to put the pieces together because we've been learning all our life on the block. We done went from the ghetto streets to the executive suites, from the ghetto blocks to the Wall Street stock, from the sewer to the entrepreneur.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And man, it's much appreciated. It's a lot of brothers that's gonna benefit from this, a lot of sisters that's gonna benefit from this. And
Yeah, man.
time
Hey,
for us.
man, that's what we are. We benevolent, man. We want everybody to benefit.
Yeah, we need that. We definitely need that. Hey, brother Gooch, I know you over there going through that hernia situation. You know what I mean? I know it's hard for you right now, brother, but at the same time, you gotta get that stress out of your life. That stress just only creates more habits for that hernia. You know what I mean? You gotta find a way to relax, get in that pool, get in that water, relax. You know what I'm saying? With the ladies, you know what I'm saying? Bust some nuts, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Get that relaxation that you really need, but you know what I mean? Because that shit right there, I know what that's like. I dealt with a hernia myself, you know what I'm saying? And that shit is not, that shit painful. I already know. But
I have a bilateral hernia, so I have two of them.
oh shit.
So can you go get it surgically removed?
Well, what they're gonna have to do, Ken, is what they do. They're gonna have to go through my abdomen, and they're gonna get a mesh, and they're gonna tie it up and bring the mesh up and take care of it like that. But in the meantime, it's just the pain. It's let me tell you what it is. The hole is right next to my intestines, right? So when I first found out about it, Ken, it was 3 years ago, and my testicles blew up like the size of two tennis balls. So when I went to the emergency, the reason that's when I found out I had the hernias. That bowel seeped into my testicles, causing an infection. And the reason I didn't get the operation right then and there because they had a big lawsuit against the mesh company that was making the mesh. Right, a lot of people were dying from it and all type of complications. So I asked my doctor. I said, "Well, can people live with a hernia?" He said, "Yeah, you can live with it. Just be, have a little discomfort." But now, it's time to really. Now that the mesh has been improved and everything, it's just time for the operation, man. So I'm going to do it and get out the way, man, because this pain is unbearable, man. It's unbearable.
So it's in your stomach?
Yeah, it's what happens is it's right at the bottom of my abdomen, like you would say, like right below your belly button, off to the right.
Mm-hmm.
But then it can fill up the little area like above your pubic area, like where your pubic area would be.
Yeah.
To fill up with fluid. Yeah. So it's a huge discomfort, man.
They can't get the fluid out.
They can drain it. But you might well just gonna have the surgery and get it all done at one time. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking like Advil and different little ibuprofens and stuff like that, just to help with the pain. But I'm in discomfort, man. But it's all love.
It's all day, every day.
All day, every day, man.
Man, I don't know if I can handle some shit like that. I've been in wet, got me surgery shit.
Even you making me laugh. That even hurt a little bit, but
Hey,
No. Hey, man, listen, man. I had a sweat gland under my arm. I told that motherfucker die. I said, cut that motherfucker off right now. He said, Mr. I said, man, cut that motherfucker off right now. He said, you got to.
What type of discomfort was it, Ken?
Huh?
Was it discomfort?
No, I just don't like nothing on me. You know what I'm saying? I got great insurance. So I go to the doctor for everything. I go, if I get a bump on my feet, I go. If I get my colon checked every 3-4 years. I get prostate checked. You know what I'm saying?
I just got my colon checked, my nigga. They knocked me out. I didn't feel shit, my nigga. I just took a nap and woke up like nothing happened, my nigga.
Yeah, that shit. They used that shit. Michael Jackson was talking propofol.
Oh, that's what Michael Jackson was on?
That's what they put you to sleep with.
Good. Yo, that was the best sleep in goddamn life.
Hey, the first time they did me, man, it didn't even work. So I had to go back and do it again, man. And I was like, man, I hope this shit don't kill me. But they put you on the propofol, and
You know, man, they said, man, I ain't had no palace and nothing, man. So I was great, man. I mean, it's amazing, man, for me to be almost 60 and not have nothing wrong with me, man. I don't have no pain, fam. I don't have no problem walking. I travel everywhere. I don't know, man. I don't, you know, when people talk about you getting old, I haven't felt that yet. You know what I'm saying? I feel like my weight. Y'all can see I ain't fat, none of that shit, man. I weigh 197, man. You know, I don't have no nothing, man. You know, I like the only thing I had was that sweat gland because I be using that liquid deodorant. I know you can use that shit, and
Yeah.
it caused a little bump under my arm, and so I made them cut that shit off. I said, man, I don't want nothing, you know, growing in me. If you cut it off now, cut it off now. So they cut it off, you know, because I didn't want that shit to turn no cancer, none of that shit, you know. But you know,
Yeah, deodorants with those parabens in them, those deodorants with them parabens in them, they'll give you boils under your arm and they'll cause all kind of havoc later. And women,
what
that
kind of deodorant you say, little bro?
breath, they have parabens in them. Those
Oh,
deodorants have parabens in them, and they'll
which
cause
one you say use? Which one you recommend?
ones that say paraben free.
Paramount
Paraben,
free.
yeah, don't
Okay.
use the ones.
Mitchum's is one. I know Mitchum's is one. It's a couple others. I had I beat stage 3 male breast cancer. And when I had cancer, man, I used to read up on all type of things to give you cancer. So you know, when you go through shit, you start reading more and educating yourself more, and you start finding out a lot of shit that we use isn't necessary. So
Yeah, man. You know, I don't drink sodas no more. I don't eat fried food. You know, I drink a lot of water, eat a lot of vegetables. You know, and I think that's been, you know, I had COVID twice. I don't know how I get that shit, but I had that twice, and it didn't really affect me really bad. You know, had the flu. You know what I'm saying? That didn't really affect. I think, you know, if you take care of yourself, man, and you do the right thing, I think that for the most part, you know, I mean, you'll be all right. You know, and that's one thing I do is, you know, I mean, and like I don't have to use Viagra and none of that shit, man. All my shit work. You know what I'm saying? So I believe, you know, I don't know. You know, a lot of my friends is fucked up, man. A lot of my friends is my age. They fucked up. They bent over. They can't talk. They lost all their teeth. You know, I still got all my teeth. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You gotta take care of yourself, man.
Preventive.
Absolutely. Hey, CJ, thanks for tapping in. Let's get a couple more people in. My nigga
all right,
calling
Jay.
and tapping in from the joint. I gotta get my nigga in, man.
Oh,
Right, he
salute to you,
calling. He
brother.
coming in from the joint. He ain't got too much time. Thanks for tapping in, CJ.
All right, Jay.
Boom, let's get my nigga in, man. My nigga coming from the pen, bro. We gotta get my nigga in for what up, bro? You gotta unmute yourself, bro.
Oh, what's happening with it, man? Salute, man. It's an honor, man, to
Mike,
be up
what's
here
happening with
amongst
it,
all this
Mike?
greatness, man. Amongst all this greatness, man. Major salutes to
Hey,
Pimpin' Ken.
Kid,
Hey, what up, Pimp?
he tapping in from the pen, my nigga.
Hey, what up,
What's,
Pimp?
what's happening with you, man? So major salutes, man. Major salutes, man. Hey, I don't know if you know I don't know if you ever met my cousin Holly Rock James Holloway, man, but he used to give me some stories about you, man, when I was younger, man. You know what I'm saying? And so it's an honor to meet you in person, man. You know what I'm saying? Major salutes to you and everything that you're doing, man. You know what I mean? For the
Yeah,
game, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man. You read my book up in there yet?
Not yet, but I'm definitely want to read it now. You know what I'm saying? For
It's
sure.
called Pimpology, the 48 Laws of Game. They've been banning me from a lot of penitentiaries because, you know, a lot of niggas, you know, it ain't about just the pimping. Niggas been coming out with more game. And they say I got too much game in there. So they banned a lot of my shit. But the Art of Human Chess is another
I'm
one.
I'm about to find out tonight whether or not that's one of the banned books because they do got a lot of books that's on a blacklist here, man. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason.
Well, you
But I'm
know, the
gonna
reason
find out
why,
tonight.
the reason only, now I'm going to tell you what's crazy. Initially, my book was on the list of books you could order in prison. So it went from that list to the ban list, and I'm trying to figure out what the fuck happened. But I think what happened was everybody in the joint requested my book. You know, we sold a lot of books in prison, and they probably seen that a lot of niggas wanted to fuck with it, and they probably read it, and whoever the motherfucking warden or whoever is over the Bureau of Prisons probably said, "Oh man, this shit is, you know, influencing motherfuckers." But you know, that's the only reason why I can find out. But a lot of niggas, what they've been doing is they've been doing copies and shit, and they've been copying and passing on that way, you know. And niggas,
Well,
you know,
it was probably something in the book. I haven't read it yet, but I'm certainly go. It's definitely a must read now. But it was probably something up in there that was actually guiding us correctly. You know what I'm saying? You know, see, they'll let us read a bunch of shit that lead us, that mislead us, man, in the wrong direction, man, because it's gonna bring us right back. You know what I'm saying? But it's probably something in your book that was they probably felt that was gonna lead us correctly, man. You know what I'm saying? They said, "Oh no, we can't have that shit, man." But
because at the end of the book, you know, I break it all down. You know what I'm saying? What this shit is really about. I talk about the government being the biggest pimp of all, and they probably, you know, especially in the feds, they probably said, you know, I said Uncle Sam in the book. I said Uncle Sam, he tell you to break yourself every April 15th. If you don't break yourself, he put you in jail. He the guy with the funny hat and the funny suit. I said, but you know, y'all try to make it seem like niggas on the block is really the pimps when y'all doing all the pimping. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all
right.
taking all our money, y'all buying motherfucking weapons of mass destruction. You know what I'm saying? Y'all invading other countries, and that there might have made it offensive. That's the only thing I can think of. And Mac 10, he's in there in the picture, and in the picture he throwing up a West Coast sign. So I think that's another reason why they said that it was gang affiliated, but it wasn't no gang sign. It was just throwing up the West, the W. You know, those are two things that niggas in the joint told me. You know,
And you know the cold part about it is that they let motherfuckers get tablets in here. We can order them very movies that they talking about is getting banned in the books. Cause you know a lot of these books got converted into movies
y'all do
nowadays. You know what
audio.
I'm saying?
Y'all do audio books.
Yep.
Okay, do you got YouTube's?
I have it. Yeah, I have it. I
Well,
have it on this.
just
I have
type
it on this
just
phone
type.
right here.
Well, you can get it for free on YouTube. Just type in Art of Human Chess Pimpin' Ken, and it's on YouTube. You know, I shouldn't be telling everybody. Everybody probably gonna go get it there, but I know you're in the joint, man. So I'll do that at the expense of losing a few dollars. You know what I'm saying? But you can actually listen to the book on
For
audio.
sure.
A few people then bootleg me and put it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But it's you can listen to it.
For sure. For sure. I'm definitely gonna check it out. Guaranteed, man. Like I say, man, it's an honor to be amongst all this greatness up here, man. You know, it's legendary, man. You know what I'm saying?
What penitentiary you at? Feds and state.
Well, yeah, I'm in the state. I'm in the state. I
Okay,
ain't gonna
well,
go into no
don't
specifics.
tell us what. Don't tell us. Yeah,
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm in the state right now, man. I've been down 22. I'm on my way home this year, though. You
22.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did about 10. I know that ain't nothing like 22.
I mean, shit, this, it's a setback, man. That's 10 years, man.
Well, hey, well, I'm gonna give you some good luck. My brother just got out. He did 25.
Mm.
He got out. He came out with 86 bands. He got his own car. He got his driver's license. He got credit cards, and he got him a nice place to stay, and it's fully funded. So, you can't integrate. Only thing he had a problem with was cell phones. So we had to show him how to use the cell phone. You know, he was like that cell phone had him tripping. But once we got him past the cell phone, he got him a little bra, a little Mexican bra, so he doing really good. He did 25 years. So
Damn.
Mhm.
I'm a living testimony that you can get back out and get right, But
For sure.
and they put him in a halfway house, so he was in a halfway house for a year, and he got him a good job. So when he came home, he had a good job. So you could be reintegrated back into society, man. You just got to, make sure you
Oh, I'm,
save your money.
I'm inspired, man. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a miracle, man. A miracle and example, man. Shit, you know what I mean? I had a 147-year life sentence, man. I'm on my way for walking back from that. You know what I mean? And, you don't come this far just to fail, man. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
you
You
gave
come
it back. You
you
gave
go this
some of it
far to
back.
go further. Hell yeah. So You know, it's about inspiration, man. Everything I'm doing, man. You know, either on purpose or you by accident, man. Period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So everything I do is with purpose. So I appreciate it. I appreciate all the gems you drop, man. I've been catching all of them, man. Trust me. You know what I mean?
Thank you, brother.
It ain't just about catching them. It's about applying them as well, though. So, man, you know what I mean? I'm always looking for something, you know what I mean, to add to this arsenal, though. You know what I mean? To put into application, man. So, thank you for
You
all of
know,
that.
that's my man YUK, man. I usually don't go too hard, but you know, YUK, I gotta get YUK whatever you want, man. YUK, if YUK
Come
say,
on,
man,
man.
if YUK say bring that GME, I'm breaking it, man. But
Nah,
you
but
know,
we doing this. We doing this for the mob, man. The hip hop fraternity, man. You know what I mean? And this is a live hip hop fraternity, man. You know what I mean? Just giving it to y'all live, just showing you the brotherhood. You know what I mean? This is a family shit. You know what I mean? From the streets to the executive suites, man. We know all the game. You know what I mean? Period. Straight up. And you know, just showing you that it's a family and it's a brotherhood, man. And it's a fraternity. Like the college fraternity niggas, they get to big positions and shit, and they help each other in life. You
and
know what I mean?
we got the brothers in Atlanta got a chapter in the joint. So we got a chapter in the joint in Atlanta. Brother Lava run it, you know what I'm saying? So we do let the brothers in the joint vibe with us, you know, because we know a lot of brothers coming out, a lot of brothers write music in there. So when they come out, we want to be that, you know, that buffer for them and help them, you know, get their life right. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like Finesse 2 Times, he came out and it killed them because we know it's a lot of energy, a lot of time. One thing I learned when I was doing time, I tell people I got a PhD. You know what I'm saying? They say, why? I said, because I spent sometimes 10 hours writing. You know what I'm saying? Me, read books all day, all night. You know what I mean? So people in jail got a lot of time to hone their skills. When we on the streets, man, we trying to pay bills. We ain't got time to sit back and read. We ain't got time to sit back and write letters. But y'all got plenty of time, so there's a lot of talent in there. There's a lot of brothers in there that wrote a lot of good music. You know what I'm saying? They just need to get out and get in the studio and execute that music. So, you know, we want to have a hip hop fraternity in the joint as well. You know what I mean? And you know, if you want my number, you can take it down. You know, I ain't worry, my number on everything anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's 404.
Hold on, let me get something right with real
Help y'all
quick.
get a chapter up there.
Yeah, and get the chapter going in the joint, man. You start the chapter in the joint, for real.
Real holla. All right.
404-790-9627. So you can definitely call me direct. That's my direct number. I don't have no operators, no assistants, or none of that. You know, my number's on IG, so brothers call me all the time. You know, I'm like Biggie, man. You call me direct. You
For
know,
sure.
I'll never. If I don't call you, it's because I'm either on. If I don't answer, I'm on a business call, and if I'm on a business call, text me. I'll always call you right back.
Real holla, though. Count on that. Count on
So
that.
I'll
Count on
explain
that.
to you more, and I can text you some information where you can have for the brothers that you can show them, and y'all could write it down and copy it off your phone, and y'all could give them some of the bylaws and rules and regulations of how we get down. And you know what I'm saying? We don't make a difference what you represent. You know what I'm saying? We all bosses. Ain't no big eyes or little U's. Whatever you
For sure.
represent, you know, you don't have to stop being what you have to be. Only thing you got to do is love hip hop, and you can vibe with us because we all love hip hop.
For sure. Count on that. Count on that. I'm
All right,
definitely gonna be tapping in.
thanks for tapping in, Mike. We're gonna get the last person in because Pimpin' Ken been on here hella long, man. We gotta let
Real
the
holla, though. Salute to y'all. Thank y'all, man.
for
Appreciate
sure.
you.
All right, Cliff. All right.
Last person, Pimp. This nigga been waiting for hella long, bro. And we out of this motherfucker. I know I've been keeping you for hella long.
Man, I'm here as long as you want me up. You know what I'm saying? I've been asleep all day. I'm up.
Okay, I'm the last person, man. Booyah, man. Rock, what's happening with it, bruh?
What's going on? I got a quick question. As an image of black dominance, where must one stricken up in order to overcome the obstacles of a hater?
What'd he say?
What?
Say it again. Repeat.
As an image of black dominance, where must one stricken up within self in order to become not avoiding haterism is what I'm saying. As being a dominant black figure, something that the image of the white man would love to destroy, where must we stricken up within self and become wiser?
Well, the first law of nature is self-preservation. You know, in order to be any way dominant or be any way cool with yourself, you must study yourself. Man got two selves, the higher self and the lower self. The higher self is the mothers of the virtues and the harmonies of life and breed justice, mercy, love, and right. The lower self is what the higher self is not, and it breed hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and everything that harm. So what I do in order to navigate my haters and navigate that dead weight is, you know, I look at life like this. You know, in life, you got to get rid of the dead weight. You know what I'm saying? So if you got, say, for instance, a cousin or uncle or brother or a friend or this dude across the street and they hating on you, you know what I'm saying? You know, you don't allow yourself to engage in the hate, because when you engage in the hate, or somebody can walk up to you and they can cause you to change your opposite, or they can change your whole expression, then that means you allowing that person to live in your head rent free. So one thing I don't do, I don't let nobody live in my head rent free. If it ain't paying me, it ain't. If it ain't paying me, I ain't playing it. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that I do is, you know, I do not, under no circumstances, deal with dead weight. So anything, you know, haters, my haters, I get them out of my life. So if I put a 20-pound back book on your back and you walk around with that 20-pound book pack, and then, you know, all of a sudden you're in the mall, you let that book pack go, you're going to feel like Muhammad Ali. You're going to be able to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. So you got to get rid of that dead hate. But I got a better example, you know what I'm saying, about haters, right? You know, and how we deal with haters. You know, the ego is the most profound of the human bird. There's nothing more profound than a bird, an eagle. The eagle, when it's spread, his wings go 9 feet. So he don't even fly. He glides through the air. When the eagle sees a storm, it don't run from the storm, it runs to the storm and goes up in the storm and shoots straight up the storm and get a propelment, and he gets higher over the storm. When an eagle see a pigeon, the eagle immediately fly away because he know he's flying too low. You know what I'm saying? Chickens, right? When you look at a chicken, you know what I'm saying? You know, they chicken can't jump no more than 5 feet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing against the chicken. I ate one today. You know what I'm saying? You know, I eat boiled chicken. I have no problem with chicken. But, you know what I'm saying? When an eagle make love, it make loves in the air. It don't make it glides and it makes love in the air. That's why you never see a chicken and eagle making love. You know what I'm saying? Because eagles don't fly with chickens. But the eagle had one mistake. And, you know, that mistake is when he see a weasel, the eagle see the weasel, he can see his prey 100 miles away. He zoomed down, he grabbed his claws, he grabbed the motherfucking weasel, and he grabbed it, he put a weasel to his chest, and he hold the weasel, he ascend 10,000 feet up in the air, and then he descend 10,000 feet to his death. The problem with the eagle was he didn't want to let the weasel go. You know what I'm saying? So the weasel was eating his chest and stretching his body and ate all the flesh out of his heart until he descend to his death. And that's what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? We got to get those weasels out of our life. We got these weasel ass chumps out of our life. We can't let them weasels. We got to be eagles, but we can't be as selfish as the eagle. When we grab the weasel, we don't want to let the weasel go. So once you get those weasels out your life, and once you get that dead weight out your life, and you get in tune with yourself, you learn your higher self, and you don't allow people to live to be dead weight. And you know what I'm saying? The worst thing you can do is if you ever got a problem with somebody, a hater or whatever, and you drink some poison and expect your hater to die, you're a goddamn fool. You know what I'm saying? You gonna die. You know what I'm saying? So the best way to do is to just avoid your haters. You know what I'm saying? And use your haters as motivators. You know what I'm saying? You know, use your haters as escalators. Use your haters as elevators. You know what I'm saying? And let them elevate you. You know what I'm saying? So the only way a hater got any bearings or any control, if you allow that hater to live in Hater. Never argue with a fool, because if you argue with a fool from a distance, they don't know who the fool, you or him.
Oh, Joel, man. Hey, thanks for tapping in, Rock, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you. Gooch, get better,
Did
man.
that answer your question, Rock?
Expecting you hold to get better. That answered my question perfectly. When he said let go with the ego,
Okay.
because you know, it seems like sometimes when negativity is thrown in my direction, I play a little too much into it. I give it too much attention. So maybe I need to alter my mind frame or mentality, which holds my attention on something different instead of playing into the negative feedback.
No, what he was saying, like some of my best albums came from niggas hating on me and me using that energy to you know what I mean? Like as positive energy. You could turn negative into positive. So
Okay.
that made me go harder on my music. Like, okay, they disrespected me, they doubt me, they this, that, and the third. Okay, boom. I'm gonna go hard in the paint. And I use the hate as motivation. You know what I mean? Like it got me like I'm heated, boy. I'm on fire. I'm letting off some shit because of these haters. They motivate me to be better than ever. Like, okay, you doing your regular shit, but once they hate, I gotta prove something. So it's like you in a race or something. You gotta win, my nigga. So it's like you playing a basketball game. You gotta win. So yeah, it turns into that, my nigga. So when you gotta win, my nigga, it's on turbo. It's on steroids. So the hate, whenever I got hated on, it put me on steroids because I gotta win. Period.
And one thing I can tell you is never believe your doubts and never doubt your beliefs. The roads that you take to get to your destiny is not going to be the ones to get you there. One thing I can tell you, before I ever had a major breakthrough, it was always preceded by a major fall through. Adversity is what gets you to your destiny. You know what I'm saying? The greatest thing that can ever happen to you is for something bad to happen first, because that's where your character is built. If you can fall, make sure you fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand, is that, you know, even throughout the Bible, the Quran, any of your religious books, you know what I'm saying? You always hear about adversity. You look at Job, and you look at how Job, all the stuff that Job went through, but Job came out with victorious. You know, you look at what David went through, you know, with Goliath, but he came out victorious. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times you want bad things to happen to you. You want haters. Like Yuck Mouth said, his best albums came from adversity. You know what I'm saying? The guy that invented the plastic fork, he lost everything. He went to 19 banks. He went to the last, he gave up his wife, said, nigga. She didn't say nigga, he a white dude. She said, man, don't you give up. He went to that last bank, and that bank gave him an opportunity. He had lost everything. Now he's the richest man in the world. And he always tell people, he said, I don't know what to tell you, but unless you go through something, you ain't gonna never get to something. So what you go through, you grow through. So it's good to have haters. It's good to have people that's count you out, because a lot of times when everything go your way and you get comfortable, you know what I'm saying? That's when you lose your way. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God, man, no lie, bro. You know what I'm saying? Unless something is bad, like this hip hop fraternity thing I'm talking about, man, don't think this was an easy ride. This was no smooth ride, man. I had opposition coming from everywhere. I had people, you know, that was hating on me on a level I didn't know you could be hated on. You know, people lying on me. People telling people I'm running game. How can you run game when everything is free? How can you run a game when everybody perform free? How can you run a game when you're feeding people? But you had people, my haters, saying that. But that's what motivated me, and that's what got me up in the morning, and that's what made me put on a mask with no ration for my passion. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we 4,000 strong, and we 28 cities deep, and we still moving and grooving, because of my haters, because of my detractors, because of my people that didn't want me to win. You know, and some of them people, guess what? The Bible said I will make your enemy your footstool. Some of them people right now, you know what I'm saying? They at my foot begging me to come to the hip hop fraternity. You know, the Bible also, it said, I fear no evil, I shall not want. He said, I will prepare a table before your enemy. What that means is God gonna let you eat in front of your enemies. You know what I mean? So your enemies got to watch you eat. Your haters got to watch you eat because, you know, Psalm 23, read it in the Bible. You know, I mean, you know, it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? God actually will prepare a table before your enemies and let you eat in front of your enemies. And that's what happened with YUK. You know what I'm saying? They was hating on him and he ended up eating before his enemies. And now the people that hate on him, they got to watch him eat. And, you know, that's what we all about, man. We're about ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? And merry-go-rounds, you know what I'm saying? But the good thing, the highest heights are reached out by those who reach the lowest of depths. And I'm going to close on that note.
Good shit, Pete. Good shit, Pete. I'm so proud to have you on there, man.
Hey, I think that's it, man. He said a lot, man. Thank you, Brock, for tapping in. We're gonna end this on a nice note, man. Thank you, man, Pimpin' Ken, for tapping in, man. We appreciate what you're doing for the hip hop community. Like hip hop, just period. This is for the whole hip hop game, man. That hip hop attorney is next level. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to say, man. I think this shit should have been done, and now that it's being done, we all need to tap in and rock with it. Period, bro.
And
Straight.
make sure you do that drop, brother.
I'm doing it tonight, bro. You went 3 hours for me. You about to have this right after we done, nigga. This all in my mind. I'm doing this drop right now, nigga.
Hey, you gonna make it to Atlanta? You gonna make it to Atlanta? You gonna come? Hey,
Yeah, I got
bring your man with you,
my
man.
uncle. My uncle got a big ass mansion out there, man. So I gotta see my uncle, man. My uncle's very prosperous out there, man. So
Come on down here, man, and we gonna definitely give you a award. I know your boy from the Loonies came last time.
Yeah. I'm gonna come this time, man. I think we both gonna come out, man. Period. I
It
need
was April 12th. You said it's April 12th, right, Ken?
April 15th, but April 14th is the pre-award. So you know that's for Ugly Money. Ugly Money is one of the biggest record labels down here, independent. So you know, I mean, a lot of brothers, you know, hooking up with the hip hop fraternity, man. It's amazing how people are, you know, hooking up with us, man, and not, you know, like I told that brother, it was a lot of hate, man, at first, but now a lot of people are just joining in with us, man. It's amazing the cooperation that we getting from the brothers, man, and brothers who got a lot of shit going on. They recognize the hip hop fraternity. They really like realizing our value and how much an asset we is to the city, you know. And on Saturdays we at Tiger, and that's at 508 Franklin Gateway, and that's young brother Smurf World, you know, young dude, young entrepreneur got a club, so we be around all the young peoples. And then on Mondays we at Spanky at 7140 Jimmy Carter Boulevard. So you know, if anybody from Atlanta on the phone, the meetings are free. You can perform for free. On Saturdays we let you in the club for free. You know what I'm saying? You know, we pop bottles all night, all out of my pocket. I pay for it. That's free. You get in the club free and you can perform free. I do everything I do for free. Only thing I require you to do is to sign up to the hiphopfraternity.com, and you can get free everything on there too. Because you know, I'm not trying to catch a goldfish. I'm not trying to catch a whitey or a perch. I'm trying to catch me a whale, you know, which is corporate America. And I already caught one in the literary age. I already caught another one in the book area. I caught one in the Cologne area. Those are areas where I get big celebrities deals. So I don't want y'all to think that I'm just some dude on here trying to run game. I do have major artists signed to me. So, you know what I mean? I'm the real deal. I'm official like a referee whistle. Like I said, if y'all been listening, Boosie is one of my clients. You know, he is one of the guys that I signed to a book deal. Ice-T, I signed to a book deal. As soon as Jack Harlow come off of his tour, doing his movie, White Boy Can't Jump, Lake, his manager, we're going to get Jack Harlow a deal. You know what I'm saying? We in negotiation to do deals for a whole lot of different individuals, you know. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what we do. You know, we do liquor deals. You know what I'm saying? Me and my man Steve, you know, Steve did the Boosie deal. You know, he did the deal with Pixie Paulo. You know, we did the deal with Robert with the cologne. So, you know, we are businessmen as well. You know what I'm saying? I mean, generally I wear a suit. I got a hat on and I'm dressing comfortable for my man YUK. But you know, YUK could tell you I wear a suit every day. I'm a real businessman, so I'm not just somebody talking shit, you know, so I can really help y'all out. Once y'all scale and once y'all get y'all together, that's what I deal with, the whale, you know, corporate America, you know, and that's what we about. So, You know what I'm saying? If you come in our organization and you got the skill set and the assets, you know, we're gonna do everything in our power to make sure we take you next level. So I don't wanna hold you long. I'm gone, brother Young Moth.
Yo, thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you for
Pimpin' Ken.
tapping in with the
Bless-
people. Thank you for giving the IZZUM and the wisdom, man. Because we need OGs like you. You know what I mean? Like you broke down the whole attack on masculinity, starting from the way back before we thinking about right now. You know what I mean? It started with the Jim Crow letters and all that, but you broke the whole shit down. But you need OGs to tell you that. You know what I mean? Because
They trying to get me to do the Kevin Sanders thing, but man, my podcast is called A View from the Game. You know Tina Martina, Kenny Red's bottom bitch?
yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Yeah,
Rest in
yeah,
peace, Kenny
she's my
Red.
co-host. That's my
Oh
co-host.
man, we gotta tap in with you then, man. Plug the podcast, man. What are we doing?
Yeah, man, I want to do an interview with y'all, man. So when you come to Atlanta, I'm gonna have Tina down here, and we could come to Oakland. I could come to Oakland do it because I got to get Fillmore Slim, Gorgeous Dre, and Lee Mack. Not Lee Mack. What's his name? Virgil.
Okay.
Rest in peace to my Uncle Lee Mack, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry about saying that, bro, but yeah, we gonna come out there. So you in
Either
Cali though,
or.
right?
Either or. I'm in LA
I'm
though.
in Vegas.
So I'm in LA. So if you coming to LA, that too. But I could drive to the Bay too. But I'm coming to Atlanta for the award show to get my award, man. Period.
All right,
Straight up.
man. Look, man, y'all have a great day, man.
April
This has been
15th.
fun.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, man, I've been talking so much, my lips is dry.
Yeah, man. Be easy, bro, man. You good, bro.
All right,
You
Pimpin'
good,
Ken.
man. One
We
mile.
love you, brother.
Love, fam. Appreciate y'all, man.
All right.
Peace.
Can't deactivate. Yo, man, he gave us a wonderful interview, wonderful dialogue. He was on here for 3 hours. That's man. I got to get off the phone and do this drop for the hip hop.
Okay. I can't deactivate with you because I took some medicine, so you got to deactivate for the both of us.
I got it. This is a double shot.
One the twins. Deactivate. I love you, brother. I love everybody in the panel.
You too,
And
my
we'll
nigga.
see y'all next Friday. We out.
Shout out to Pimpin' Ken, my nigga. Yada that boy, man. It was a great episode tonight, man. Thank you, everybody in the chat room who tapped in. You know what I mean? It was a wonderful night, man. We got a lot of game. Everybody tap in with thehiphopfraternity.com. It's a free website. We can upload your music, your videos, you know what I mean? Chat, promote your whole movement. I mean, for free 99. You ain't got to put your shit on World Star. You know what I mean? And pay thousands of dollars. Nah, nigga. Post your shit on YouTube and then post the shit on thehiphopfraternity.com. I'm a member. I'm on that bitch posting my videos. I'm posting my podcast, the whole shit, everything on there. Period. So y'all should do the same, man. It's for free 99. Thank y'all for tapping in. Salute the Pimpin' Ken. Salute the Royal Blood. Salute the Liona de Mexico. You know what I mean? The tequila company. You know what I mean? The sponsors, the powered by, because they they sponsored me. But it was a deep dialogue tonight, man. Everybody out there, independent artists, man, black artists, man. We all need to unify, collectivize, and this is the perfect answer for the collectivism. You know what I mean? So we appreciate everybody for tapping in. Shout out my sis Shaniqua. Shout out everybody in the chat. You know what I mean? Shout out all my mods. Shout out my brother, my twin, Gooch the motherfucking Grizzy. And shout out Pimpin' Ken, man. It's been another episode of motherfucking Wonder Twins. We out. Deactivate. Yada day. Boy. Bye-bye now. Oh, bye. And free Andrew Tay. Yada da.